and he should be a big chance.
Great each way chance in the first.
Yeah, great each way.
You had a great each way chance, Enrico Bay. He was just held up into the passing lane last week where Major Classic won that race. Very quick from a stand. As Andre said, he would be inside the first 2 or 3 after they begin, because he begins that quickly. So I put him on top. Nice each way bet to start today at around about the $5 quote. Obviously Major Classic, who won that race courtesy of an absolute peach of a drive by David Butcher last week, was 4 back on the fence. David got off on the corner and came 4 wide to win that race. Only standing start he had, though. He was a little bit iffy at the stand, so have to wait and see how he steps tonight. Big chance if he does it right, Major Classic. Outside them, Zach's Patrol. He over-raced quite badly last week in the hands of Michael Blakemore. He'll improve a lot with that race. He hadn't raced for a while, Zach's Patrol. Of course, a former Southerner, trained by Mark Jones. Rivel Douglas now has the care of the son of Art Major, and, of course, good stand start horse as well, Zach's Patrol. So he'd make my top 3. Best of the rest, Liberty Sticks. Todd McFarlane for Tony Hurley, who's away on holiday at the moment. So Todd picks up the drive on this one, and Tony Cameron on the other stable reps later in the evening. Outside the top 4, of course, On the Razzles, the most tightly assessed horse in the race. He's now with Joe Stevens. Dylan Ferguson takes the drive. Been a while since he's won a race on the Razzle, but he is a C9 assessment and gets pretty well in this race under the conditions. Jason's numbers are 7, 3, 4 and 1 in race number 1 tonight. We'll say a very good evening to him. Nice to have you on track tonight, Jason, after getting back from Forbury Park last night. Looking forward to the 11 race program.
Yeah, hi Craig, it's a pleasure to be here. Pretty hairy old trip from Dunedin last night, I must say, but no, certainly I'm looking forward to calling here for the next couple of weeks in the north, and we've got a very good 11 race program. Not big fields, but certainly big on quality through the night. But feature trot and the feature pace are certainly terrific races, so they're definitely the highlights in the program. First on the card, well, we hit to the standing start for these horses last week. Most of them went round in the mobile, and Major Classic did win on that occasion. And I think he can win again, as he hasn't had too many standing starts in his career, but I think he'll step away, and he should be pretty hard to beat. Certainly Liberty Sticks, one more chance for me. I was pretty disappointed in her effort last week. This is her type of race for sure, so she goes in for second. Stanrico Bay's a good stand at Sponan. He'll step away. He'll put himself nice and handy early. And the same to be said for Zach's Patrol, horse number 1. He was not too far away last time in his first run for around about 6 weeks, so he definitely goes in as well from barrier number 1. So 7 to beat 3, 4 and 1 to start the night here. We're about 30 seconds away from a start. My bet of the night, we have to wait all night for this. Race number 11, number 7, Vibe. Certainly going into the Class 1 to Class 3 grass track series. Vibe looks a pretty good chance in that, I would have thought, in a race just down to the 7 runners. That feature race, those feature races I spoke about earlier, Shandell versus Motown, and add Better Spirits in there. I think he's the sneaky, for sure, Better Spirits. We saw him win a mobile 1700 metre race 3 or 4 months ago in sensational time in sort of similar conditions. So I like him a lot in that race. He was $15 yesterday. I haven't caught up to actually what he is now, but I think he's my long shot of the night anyway, and that comes up in the feature pace, race number 5 on the card at 12 minutes to 8 o'clock. Now, Craig, we might have to head back to you, but it looks as though the farrier's in action here with number 8, Elliot Daniel.
What I can tell the viewers, I've talked to Josh Dickey earlier in the night. Those are taking a pick 6 tonight. He concurs with Jason's thoughts about Vibe in the last, gave it a very good push in pick 6 tonight. Thought that the mare would be ideally suited to 2,700 metres tonight, so definitely lean that way with, obviously, a horse that suited to the longer trip. 2,700 metres tonight. He's got 2 in the race. Joe and Ed No Better, the stablemate, gives it a nice chance as well. But of the 2, he probably leant towards Vibe. So if you're playing a pick 6 tonight, you will need her in the last. She's been very consistent of late and a very good winning chance. Race number 11, horse number 7, Vibe. Bit of farrier work in race number 1 on runner number 8. Elliot Daniel round at the start, and the farrier's just working on him. Of course, pick 6 will start race number 6 tonight on an 11 race program, and it's 50,000 guaranteed, so plenty of time to get involved. First leg starts at 8:19. We've done a suggested quaddie for you for race number 2 tonight. We'll show that graphically very shortly. Small spend there, just having a look at the early quaddie tonight. Race number 2. Possible anchor in the second leg in Bevins Cullen. Super run last week in that race that Like a Hurricane won. Got home nicely. Bookmakers have got it very short, $1.55. Don't know about the $1.55, but we had Robert Dunn on last week and he gave it a decent push. Said had it drawn the front, he thought it was probably one of his best of the night. Unfortunately got trapped, got out late and rocketed home. Brett Mangles picks up the drive tonight, so I can see a typical Mango type of drive looking to go forward. I think he's 155 into 145 at the moment, so I suggest there has been money on Bevins Cullen in race 3 tonight. We'll get what the bookmakers pass on to us so we can pass on to you as the night progresses. No big bets for race number 1 as yet, being a C1 to C3 graduate series standing start, and this is for the horses that have raced on the grass track through the summer months. They had a couple last week from the mobile. Tonight standing start, race number 1 over the 2,700 metres. Looks like that farrier work is done on Elliot Daniel, so we're not too far away. We're in about 3 minutes over start time for the first tonight. Andre Patama gave Foray a decent push too for the later trot tonight, and said the horse has improved since its last start win. So if you're taking a pick 6 tonight, takes on Sunny Ruby in race number 9. Looking forward to that contest. Hearing through from the bookmakers, best back in the first Major Classic and also Scanrico Bay. Farrier work still going ahead on runner number 8, Elliot Daniel. Outside the top 4 in the first. Horses we haven't talked about, Sakura for Logan Hollis and Shane Robertson. Phil Butcher takes a drive outside of the field at $36 off the front, just having its second standing start. Armbro Courage, well, she's a mare that was putting the wins together, but they were mobiles. 8 starts from a stand, has yet to run a placing, hence why she's at $13. Anna Donnelly takes the drive tonight on the mare by Courage Under Fire. Armbro Courage been racing well. Standing start is the query on her. And Elliot Daniel, the horse that is being worked on round at the start, $15, $4.10 a place. Jay Abernethy takes the drive and trains this one by Live or Die. That work's now completed on Elliot Daniel, so we're just on start time for the first. Starts a treble. Race number 1 tonight. That pull is up and over $12,000 for the first. Let's head upstairs to Jason Tees for the first time tonight. It is the AB Equipment Grass Track Graduation Series Pace. Here's Jason's call on the...
As they start to turn into positions now for the AB Equipment Grass Track Graduate Handicap Pace. Zatch Patrol and Sakura off the front tape. Here goes the tapes. And they're off and pacing now in the first on the program. Sakura made a great beginning. On the Razzle made a great start, one of the claimers in the field, and he's surging forward early in front of Zach's Patrol. Just settling down in 4th spot as they come off the back the first time is Scanrico Bay. A length and a half away, Liberty Sticks. Ambro Courage made a great start. Winds up in about 5th or 6th spot, but after I say its name, it's gone off stride to the first corner, Ambro Courage. Getting past that, on the inside is Major Classic, and also getting past it on the inside is Elliot Daniels. They come around the home turn. On their first time, 2,200 metres left to pace, and it's on the Razzle with Dylan Ferguson on board. Shows the way by length and a half over Sakura, the leader's back. Third the outside without cover, Scanrico Bay. 3 back the inside is Zach's Patrol. 1-1 Liberty Sticks is followed up by the race favourite Major Classic, who's won by 2. Not much speed on with a lap, 2 circuits left to mate. Second to last is Elliot Daniel, and Armbro Courage after that early skip is back last and spots the leader about 10 to 12 lengths as they leave the straight and heading out towards the 1900. No change in the order. On the Razzle still shows the way. Out by length and a half over Sakura's second. Third outside is Scanrico Bay. From back on the inside, 3 back the pegs is Zach's Patrol. And the 1-1 sit is Liberty Sticks. Every chance tonight in front of the favourite Major Classic as they complete their first circuit. Back 2 lengths away, second last is Elliot Daniel, and still Ambro Courage is back at the tail. Speed is just moderate as they run inside the 1,600 metres. 1:30.1 was the lead time. Heading down towards the end of the back straight. The AB Equipment grass track graduate standing start pace as they come off the back and down the side. On the Razzle still shows the way. The lead margin is a length and a half. Sakura still getting the glorious run in the trail. Stanrico Bay's been parked the trip. 3 back the inside is Zax Patrol from Liberty Stitch, still 1-1. Remaining 3 back and 1 off is Major Classic, the race favourite for David Butcher. Back second last still is Elliot Daniel. And Ambro Courage maintains its last spot as they run through the first quarter of the last mile in 33.5, so certainly no speed on in this as they come down towards the winning post, and they'll hear the bell with 1 to go. On the Razzle, still on top. First start tonight out of the Stevens barn. Leads a length and a half. Sakura sits in second. Stanrico Bay been allowed to just get a little bit closer up on the outside. Zax Patrol is still 3 back the inside from Liberty Sticks. There's still no moves in this. The next is Major Classic heading out to the 850. Second last, the outside, Elliot Daniel. And Ambro Courage is going back to the inside. 32.3 was the second quarter. Into the back they roll. They start their third circuit. It's on the Razzle. In control by 2 lengths, and he's been slipped a little bit more there, the 2. Back on the inside is Sakura. Stanrico Bay, the outside. 1-1 Liberty Sticks around Zax Patrol. 3 back the inside. The next is Ambro Courage on the inside. Major Class at the outside. Still spots the leader. 6 lengths the favourite, and last the outside is Elliot Daniel. 400 left to pace, third quarter in 28.8. They sprint for the first time in the race. On the Razzle, 3 quarters, Stanrico Bay. Awaiting the passing lane is Sakura. Then Liberty Sticks, Major Class have been bought 3 and 4 out. Further back, Zax Patrol, and running on a shade, Ambro Courage at the 200. It's still on the Razzle. A length in front of Sakura, back to the passing lane. Liberty Sticks down the outside. Zax Patrol going back to the inside. On the Razzle, Liberty Sticks sprints fast at it. On the Razzle, Liberty Sticks over the top. Liberty Sticks beats on the Razzle. Major Classic late into third, followed across the line then by Zax Patrol up the inside. Behind those horses then as they went across, Stanrico Bay, followed in then by the next on crossing would have been Sakura. Back second last was Ambro Courage, and Elliot Daniel will be the last one in. Last quarter 27.7. It was just a sprint home. And they've gone off the front in 332.6, so certainly absolutely no speed on for this grade. Liberty Sticks took advantage of the beautiful 1-1 situation throughout for Todd McFarlane and will score on the Razzle. Good effort first up for the Stevens barn in second, and third spot up on the outside, the favourite Major.
Official placings race 1, the AB Equipment Grass Track Graduate Series Handicap Pace. 357-412. 357-412. Horse 3, Liberty Sticks, pace the 2,700 metres from a stand and a handicap and a net time of 3:31.7. Mile rate of 26.2. Last 856.5, the 427.7. The margins are neck, a half head, 1.5 lengths. 357-412, race 1, the AB Equipment Grass Track Graduate Series Handicap Pace.
So back to the head of the field, number 3, Liberty Sticks. 5-year-old brown mare by Washington VC out of Star of Liberty. For the 3-putt, number 2, Syndicate. Tony Hurley, the successful trainer at Papakura. Todd McFarlane, the successful driver, about to be welcomed back into the winner's circle by Chris Sansom out there on behalf of AB Equipment, and David Turner for the Auckland Trotting Club. Second place, number 5 on the Razzle. 8-year-old Gelding Better's Delight, Fun on the Run. Joe Stevens, Greg Hoare, Gary Elton, DP Press, the owners. Joe Stevens trained at Cambridge, Dylan Ferguson. Third, 7 Major Classic, 4-year-old Entire Art Major Classical for LT Henwood. Jeff Small, Patamahoe, the trainer. David Butcher did the driving. Now the dividends, 3 Liberty Sticks has paid $5.21.90, $5.21.90, 5 on the Razzle, $2.10, 2.10, 7 Major Classic, $1.30, 1.30. 3-5 Quinella, $22.50, $22.50. 357 Trifecta, 134 even, 134 even. 3574 Scanrico Bay, first four, $501.30, $501.30. Race 2 tonight is the Daily Freight Fillies and Mares Mobile Pace over the 2200 metres. One scratching, number 7 Trendy Bromac is out. Gear changes, 3 Dwadago Plain Jane, sliding blinds on. 4 Razor Grunter, blinds are off. 9 Savannah, removable deafeners on. 10 Dory D, removable deafeners are off. Race 2 underway at 6:20.
To begin, and Fair Matter's going to drive to the front, settling down from Quick Return, and Superstar Jet about 3 lengths away. Then came Runsard Run. Going up on the outside there was Blazing Spirit, but well up the lead. They were followed then by Quick Return, Daintree Alice, and Bedlam at the tail on the straight. G Fair Matter's off and gone here, and Fair Matter's going to race clear. It'll win by 10. Second spot will go to Superstar Jet, followed by Blazing Spirit. Then Runsard Run, followed then by Daintree Alice, Frame History, followed then by Quick Return and Bedlam, and the time is 23.83. Impressive, that winner. Number 4, Fair Matter. Number 4, Fair Matter. The winner should pay about $1.90 and $1.40. 4, 3, 6, 2 are the numbers. 4, 3, 6.
Gee, that was impressive by Fair Matter. The money was there, fixed odds, paying a wee bit better on the tote. 4 beats 3, 6 and 2 as they've crossed. 4, 3, 6 and 2 from Bendigo. Greyhound action here on trackside 1. Well, straight off to the Gardens, so another chance to get your money on this race. It's a little bit more open than that previous at Bendigo. Race 3, meeting code number 31. It's due in less than a minute. 7, Coolabah Moolah, 360 on fixed odds, 350 on the tote. Azim Chaos, number 2's at 360, so equal favourites with fixed odds. Couple at 5s, number 1, Makarika, and 3, Kiss Me Wench, hovering around the $5 mark, option 463. John McDermott, he's gone 7 on top in the black rug. Coolabah Moolah, to beat 3, 2 and 1. 7, 3, 2 and 1. Coolabah Moola will have a vacant box. It's inside with a scratching in the 6 and no reserves, so a bit of extra racing room to try and cut across Coolabah Moola in the 7 with a vacant box in 6. Fair Matter, too good in the previous, 4, 3, 6 and 2. Careered away, 190, 140, 320, 130. Quinella paid $8.60, trifecta $44.90. First 4, $132.80 on 4, 3, 6 and 2. Fair Matter, closing favourite, paid a wee bit more than fixed odds. Double 8 and 4, $4.70 concession 8 with 6, $2. 3, 8 and 4 TAB treble, $25.10. To John McDermott at the Gardens.
Fixed odds Coolabah Moola into $2.80, $4 Azim Cars, $5 Makarika, Kispi Wentz at $6.50. Previous event 6.25 and 3. The winner there, number 6, El My Girl, a length 6 1/4, 23.23. El My Girl by El Grinch and All Cosme Girl for Gary Robertson. Green light going through. Third event of the afternoon. They're set to jump. Ready. And away and running and jumping away nicely on the inside. Azim Cars is going to run to the lead. Kispi Marlowe to second. And then came around the outside there by Brindle Farkin on the inside. Makarika, a good way back in the event there to Survivor's Girl and Coolabah Moola, but travelling towards the turner. And the leader bowling along in front now is nicely clear as Azim Cars. They were followed by Kispi Marlowe, but Azim Cars broke clear. Too good for Kispi Marlowe, followed by Brindle Falcon, Kispi Wentz, and then came Makarika, second last Coolabah Moola, and last of all Survivor's Girl. Time to start beautifully, Azim Cars by Kinloch Bay Coursing Cars, owned by Natasha and Michael Benhard, trained by Natasha, and all the way win to number 2, and that was Azim Cars.
So $4.30 for the winner. Had a bit of support too, didn't it? Azim Chaos was one of the equal favourites, fixed odds at one stage, drifted out to $3.80. But you got better on the tote, $4.20 for number 2, Azim Chaos. 2, 4, 8 and 3 are the numbers as they've crossed in race number 3 on the card. That leads us on to race number 2 here from Alexandra Park tonight. Fillies and Mares Mobile Pace to get our early quaddie underway. Track in easy condition. Amar is at the top of the market here, Craig. Michael Guerin's about to come in and join you for the remainder of the evening as we get set for your early quaddie tonight.
Yeah, enjoy your weekend, Mark. I'm on holiday next week, so you'll be running under the lights next Thursday night. Have an enjoyable weekend, and we'll catch you when you get back from holiday. Mark, race number 2 tonight. Favourite here is runner number 1, Amar. Morris McHenry takes the drive for Mark Jones. Very consistent filly. Gets a good draw here. Can be a little bit rough in her gait, but she's threatening to win a race and gets a great opportunity from that inside draw tonight. $2.10, $2.40 on the tote. A lot of money on runner number 2, Atomic Betty here. $5 the book, $6.10 the tote. I believe she opened around about $9 last night. Barry Purd and Zach Butcher combined. Long time maiden, start 10 tonight. Probably needed that first up run and she's got a good draw, so certainly number 2, Atomic Betty, a chance in the second. Earlier in the night I caught up with Josh Dickey. He's got 2 runners in race number 2. This is what he had to say. Thanks for your time tonight, Josh. First of your stable runners, Got to Go Play Jane, goes around in race number 2 tonight. Would it be fair to say that she'd improve with last week's run?
Yeah, she should improve. In saying that, she was a little bit disappointing. Probably one to watch, probably just to place hope from there.
Kate Black looks a nice type. Obviously raced in a very good field behind Party On. How's her work going into tonight?
Yeah, look, a lot better. She had a few niggly problems after that run. We were a little bit disappointed with that run. We thought she might have gone a bit better that night, but yeah, we've seemed to have found a couple of things, and track work's been very good at home. I expect a good run from her tonight.
So that's Josh Dickey with his thoughts about Kate Black, and also Got to Go Plain Jane. Got to Go Plain Jane, $27. So she's outsider of the field. And Kate Black, beautifully bred this one. But Better's delight out of Kate's first, around about the $8 mark. 2, 4, 8 and 3 at the Gardens, meeting 31, race number 3, 2, 4, 8 and 3. So how do we play this early quaddie? I think you go a little bit wide in the first leg. Amar you must have in, Atomic Betty. Kate Black, we heard from Josh. I thought Cindy Bromack went very well in the Jewels. I know it got beaten 7 lengths, but by Party On in that impressive win last Saturday, Party On. And this is a drop back to maiden company for Cindy Bromack tonight. David Butcher pinch hitting tonight for Ricky May and Greg and Nina Hope. So I thought Cindy Bromack must go in. And down the bottom 11, Cherry Bay. Hasn't been that comfortable right-handed, but getting better and a much better run last week when running third. So a little bit wide in the first leg. I thought Bevan's Cullen, possible anchor in the second leg tonight. We'll hear from Brett Mangos prior to race number 3, but what I can tell you, I thought it was a very good winning chance after its last start performance. Other chances in the race, obviously Ultimate Desire was very good last week after working twice in the running. Runaway Star and Like a Hurricane, other chances in race number 3 tonight, but if you've got a small budget, Bevan's Cullen's probably the way to go. Third leg, in full flight. Very impressive last start. Got Gatesby, good draw, but you'd want a couple just as a cover. Lucky Luciano. I thought Crandale Goody sent this one up. Andre Putama takes the drive inside draw. Finally cops an alley. Definite Need and No Way Else. Parked out last week. Kyle Marshall, one of the best aboard in the junior drivers ranks from the second row. Maybe one to consider as well. In the last leg, the 2 3-year-olds for me. I really like Motown tonight, but if you want some cover, Shandale from the inside. Be a very tactical race, that 1,700 metres. If Motown gets to the marker pegs first and stays there, Shandale will be on his back. If he gets there and decides to hand to one of the older horses, like a Risk or a Beyond the Silence, could push Shandale out of the race. So, intriguing race number 5 tonight, one of the races of the night. Andre Putama drives runner number 4, Razor Grunter. This one for Ken Barron. Two tonight. I know you haven't driven on race day, but have you had a drive during the week?
Yeah, just round at home at Razor. Ken's just got his horses up there while he's up here. She went real good first up. She's probably been a little bit disappointing after that last 2 runs. She sort of dropped out, and she got a bit keen last week for Blair, so they've taken the blinds off her to see how she relaxes and things, and just got to take a wee bit on trust and just see what she does.
Yeah, she had a tying up problem prior to that last start, and they were a little bit more happy with her going into last week. Again, she probably over-raced a bit after finding the front, so jury's out on runner number 4, Razor Grunter, and she's at $18 for a Ken Barron trained runner, $4.80 if you like her for a place. 162, 11 and 5 for me in race number 2 tonight. Jason's 160, 11 and 8 in the second. Jason starts our quaddie tonight, race number 2. Amar's been threatening to win a race. She can do the odd thing wrong early on, but if Morris can steer her around that first corner safely, she's got the right draw to win.
Right, Craig. Certainly, that's my only concern with her in that first 2 or 3 starts. She wasn't overly good behind the mobile, and she's got barrier 1 here, so there's really nowhere for her to go. So, look, if she paces early, I think she'll win Amar. She's been racing really good in this grade for a long time. Second behind Party On, beating the length and 3/4, 3 starts ago, is pretty good form right now, isn't it? So, I think Amar can finally get that maiden victory. Cindy Bromack was pretty good in the duels. I know she had the draw there, but finishing 8 lengths behind Party On. So when you compare Amar and Cindy Bromack, there's a little bit of a gulf between the two. But Cindy Bromack's still at the improving stage too. Just a 2-year-old filly, David Butcher, taking the drive tonight for Greg and Nina Hope, including 11 Cherry Bay. I know this horse has been backed and beaten in all 3 starts, and she's still very iffy in her gait. She's off the unruly again tonight, which seemed to work for her pretty well last week, albeit she still didn't pace the best. Jack McKinnon picks up the drive tonight. Jack's actually driven this filly at the trials, I see, at least one occasion, and he got her around quite well. So who knows? He probably drives her in most of her work, so perhaps that's going to aid Cherry Bay a little bit tonight. We'll find out, but she's certainly got the ability and got the speed to win a maiden race at short notice, Cherry Bay, but she's still a work in progress.
Hey, Jace.
Yep, that's
great. Remember a horse called Attorney General?
Yes, I do.
Cindy Bromack's a half to Attorney General. I think he won about 20 races, this one by Some Beach Somewhere, so got a little bit of the family ability.
Yeah, exactly right. You'd like to have her in your paddock. Attorney General, he was a very good 3 and 4-year-old, so obviously Cindy Bromack still at the improving stage, and no question next season she could be all right. Attorney General, he had a stint at stud, I think. I don't think he did overly great, but he certainly was a good-looking horse on his day, wasn't he? And Dazzle Days have included. Craig, you might know a little bit more about this one than me. I've heard from a few spies that it goes okay. It's had injury problems, hence we're seeing it at the back end of its 3-year-old season, but certainly showed enough at the trials. I know it's not a bad draw, but could be one to follow out of the race.
Yeah, I think one to follow in upcoming weeks. Not a great draw, barrier 8. Of course, out of a nice mare in Ember Sally, this one by Better's Delight. Ran second in the workouts a couple of weeks ago at Franklin there. Jason hit the line okay. Probably one that you'd watch out of tonight, and Obviously, we've got a few meetings coming up at Cambridge, and
It's in on Sunday, Craig, so it'll be interesting to see what they do.
yeah, I'm not sure if she'd back up 2 days later. It may be a wait and see approach, but if she does go a good race here tonight, maybe one worth following on Sunday.
Exactly, yes. It's probably got that look about this type of race. A horse like Savannah should improve with the run first up too, albeit punters have really deserted it. And yeah, I know there was a bit of money on Gotta Go Plain Jane last time. That was her first race for 2 years. So.
Yeah, on Savannah, I talked to Wayne Fawcett this afternoon about her. Quite likes the filly. Very, very green. Only been off the property a couple of times, Jason. Was a bit worried about one the second row, whether she could hold up on the back of Amar, but will win a race, this filly. She's got ability.
Yeah. She's got the typical Fawcett horse look about her. She looks as though she's nice and rangy and will certainly improve with more time too. As they're moving up and behind the gate for race 2, the Daily Freight fillies and mares. Mobile Pace. Favourite is Amar, $2.31.20 off the inside of the arm. In the Mark Jones colours. Morris McKendry to do the steering tonight. Cherry Bay on her unruly mark. Doing a nice job in the score up thus far. Close to a start for race 2. Nearly there. There's the green light. They're off and pacing. Gate speed from Amar on the inside. Coming forward also is Razor Grunter. Savannah down on the inside trying to get through and hold third early. From Atomic Betty, Dory D going back to the inside. Now one off stride further back behind them has Gotta Go Plain Jane. Up and about 6th spot to the first turn. Here's Kate Black, followed out wider then by the 2-year-old filly Cindy Bromack, just being eased for cover. Further back then to Dazzle and Days, and back second last Cherry Bay, and 6 lengths away then to Gotta Go Plain Jane. Into the back straight, 1,700 metres left to pace, and coming out in front, Razor Grunter, but here's Savannah. Away from 3 back the inside, going up to have a look for the lead. Good speed on at the 1,600 metres. The lead time, 42.5. Third on the inside, and with the trail is Amar. 2.5 lengths away into Dory D. These horses break away by 7 or 8 lengths on Atomic Betty. 2 lengths away into Kate Black. 4 away behind those then is Cindy Bromack. 1.5 Dazzle and Days. 2 to Cherry Bay. And still 2.5 back last has Gotta Go Plain Jane. There'd be 25 lengths first to last in the Daily Freight as they come around the home turn in 2 divisions. 1,250 metres left to pace. Razor Grunter. It's relented that lead for Savannah. It's now it has to sit parked down on the inside Amar. 30.6 the first quarter of the last mile. 3 back the inside is Dory D. 1-1 Atomic Betty. As the pace eased, and it had to. 1.5 back then to Kate Black, who's won by 2, followed up by the first starter, Dazzle and Days. Cindy Bromack going back to the inside, a length away to Cherry Bay, second last, and Gotta Go Plain Jane is still back at the tail end of the field. 10 to 11 lengths first to last. They start to close ranks out towards the 800 metre mark. Second quarter, 31.6. It's Razor Grunter. In the hands of Andre Potama tonight, leads by a length up on the outside, Savannah. Third on the inside is Amar. She awaits her spot on the passing lane. 1-1 Atomic Betty. 3 back the inside is Dory D from Kate Black looking to peel 3 wide. Cherry Bay is already 3 wide. Back to the inside is Cindy Bromack. Well back is Dazzle and Days, and 2.5 to Gotta Go Plain Jane. They're off the back heading across towards the 400 metres mark. Razor Grunter now tackled and headed by Atomic Betty, who's peeled out of the 1-1. 30 seconds the third quarter and went for home Atomic Betty. 2 lengths clear now on Kate Black, who runs into second. Cherry Bay out wider. Razor Grunter's gone. Amar had to clear its back. Further back then to Dazzle and Days. At the 200 metre mark, it's Atomic Betty. Still 2 in front of Kate Black. Out wider on the track is Cherry Bay. Amar back to the passing lane and starts to run strongly. It's Atomic Betty still in front. Trying to get it up on the outside is a Cherry Bay. Cherry Bay breaks maidens. Cherry Bay beats Atomic Betty. Amar slightly unlucky third. Next then Kate Black out wider, Dazzle and Days, and Dory D behind them. A long breakaway, Cindy Bromack. Further back in the field then was Razor Grunter. And the last 2, Gotta Go Plain Jane and Savannah. Final caught up was, it's just disappeared off the board. There it is, 29.1. And the overall time around 2:44.1. And Cherry Bay does everything right tonight. Jack McKinnon got a pretty good affinity with this filly and gets her home to score over Atomic Betty. Amar held up on the back of the tyre in Razor Grunter around the home turn. She'll finish up in third spot. And next in, as they go across the line, was going to be Kate Black. But Cherry Bay, Craig, as we know, big raps on this filly, and she did everything right tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. This one owned by the Westview Racing number 16 Syndicate by American Ideal. Trained by Robert Dunny. A good night at Forbury Park last night, Robert. Jack McKinnon in the cart tonight. You know the secret to winning this race? He stayed out of the burn. They went 42.5 lead-up time. She was off the unruly, never got into the mix until about the 400-metre mark, and she just kept on rolling. Indicated last week that she's getting better right-handed, and tonight she's rounded off the race quite nicely at around about $9. Good performance. Second home, Atomic Betty. Looked the winner at the 200 Neymar. I don't know about a little bit unlucky, but did have an early gallop after 200 metres, and Morris McHenry did a good job to get her back down and pacing. She'll run third. It'll be 11, 2, 1 and 5 here at Alexandra Park in the first leg of the quaddie. Michael Guerin, a very good evening to you. You're in the chair now. Race number 3 starts at 6:46.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. Nice drive, as you said, by Jack McKinnon. Missing the early burn, the key factor there. And it was a bit of a slug up the home straight, but job done. And Robert Dunn continues his chase of the Purdon Rasmussen juggernaut. It may be in vain, but he won't stop trying. We're heading back to Wanganui for the 7th on the card. Daryl was standing by, and Daryl, I know you're probably memorising the dogs, but what we are going to do is get your thoughts on the big feature on Sunday, the Silver Collar coming out of Manukau. It's at 5:20. Fixed odds betting is open, of course, and it's pretty hard to go past the Brilliant Bitch after her win the other day by 10 lengths, Daryl. Shandale, had they gone into the 100 metres, she might have won by 15. When it comes to the staying game, she's pretty hard to go past.
Sure will be too, Michael, and a very good evening to you. Welcome in for the evening, and yes, I think we'll get a very good economical run. I think Can't Catch Tim will come off the inside, create plenty of room for Shandell, and she should get that good run through, and it should be simply too good, and no doubt. Looking forward to it too with Can't Catch Tim off the inside. I think the place money was around that $2 marker earlier on. If you got hold of that, possibly we'll set them up in front. The question is how much improvement will be there from Seeking Justice is probably the other question. Could be a stronger dog this time in for the final. We'll have to wait and see. But could be the only improvement, of course, of that inside. Can't Catch Tim really will create plenty of room for the favourite, and she should be a well-deserved winner. And hopefully this year, first past the post for this year's running of the plasterboard Duke of Edinburgh Silver Collar. It's just a couple of days away, and plenty of interest around that race, plenty of interest around 2 heats to go here for the Breeders' Stakes for the Rock 95.2 FM, heat number 3. Interesting race, this one. We've got the likes of Opawa Norris having his first run on the track, only raced at Ascot Park on Tuesday, and finds himself here in Hattrick having his first race, but coming into this with a very good form. And another one that has been lobbed into favourite here, 290 with the tote, 270, shall I say 290 with the book, 360 the tote. Just going ahead of it now is No Jinx. Now No Jinx, she's been here 3 times for just the one placing. Has been racing extremely well, finishing third in that Oaks behind Dirk the Jerk, and hasn't really done a thing wrong in the last few starts. Here's our result from Alexandra Park, 11, 2, 1 and 5, the numbers there. Cherry Bay getting the win, $9, 230, 190 and 120, 211 Cornella, $30.60, 11, 2, 1 Trifecta, 137.40, 11, 2, 1 5 first 4, $609.60. So I think the action will come off the inside with No Jinx and Opawa Norris. Whekatoa will get that room to that galloping room with the vacant box of 5 for Whekatoa. Now, he's been here on one occasion. The form line hasn't been too flash since he took that full 4 starts back, is my only concern, but we know how good he is, and hopefully he can do the same as what Dirk the Jerk did and just get a good run up the centre, get plenty of room to wind up Whekatoa and put himself right into it. Auntie Trace off the inside. She's only had one box 1 in her 30 race career so far. She picked up a placing. She hasn't missed a check at all from the inside 2 traps, and she knows this track better than most. She will push up on the inside, and I think a good chance to Auntie Trace with that inside running. Hopefully will hold down the rail, and it will push through, and a big chance for Lisa Ahern to qualify if the Southerners get it wrong. Also, the others
visitor out wide is Ginger Roman for Wayne and Tracy Steele. Now this one has raced on the track, has had a run around hat trick, so we'll know his way around Ginger Roman. And another one coming into this, picked up a Class 3 win 3 starts ago, may find 2 or 3 tougher, but no doubt Wayne and Tracy testing the water with the Ginger Roman, and good enough to be contesting the Breeders' Stakes. Vito Baxter, this could be your pacemaker. Class 5 sprinter coming into this, could set them up in front from box 7, having his 3rd run over ground. Most of the career has been sprinting, and Vito Baxter could charge from that box 7 draw and find the lead, and a likely pacemaker, and you'd probably think would need to lead to have any chance of winning the race. And Swiftly Chloe will also get that plenty of get that to good run through with that vacant box as well for Billy Hodson. Maybe looking to, well, probably will be a bit outclassed, but once again Bill having a crack here with Swiftly Chloe, and hopefully can use that to vacant box. But Opawa Norris is the favourite on the tote, but with the book it is No Jinx. The 3 Southerners, Whakatoa 3rd favourite, $4.80, $5.50. Ray Adcock got off to a good start for the day, picking up the win with Birchbrook. And Whakatoa having start number 2 here around hat-trick. Heat number 3, the Rock 95.2 FM New Zealand Breeders' Stakes. Field of 7. Blue Ascent on its way. Ready. And racing, and off the inside, Auntie Trace jumped out well along there with the inside to Opawa. Norris is also charging up. No Jinx is looking to get a nice run through. Out wide, here we go to Vito Baxter, tried to get across there off Whakatoa, just come off heels. Back here we go now to Swiftly Chloe and Ginger Roman. They charge down the back, and No Jinx drives up on the inside now of Auntie Trace. Getting into it is Opawa Norris, not too far away. Vito Baxter just in behind there we go. Whakatoa making up a bit of ground back here to Swiftly Chloe. Ginger Roman, they go for home. No Jinx got to the lead and comes away. No Jinx will beat Opawa Norris. Then we go to Whakatoa, gets to 3rd. Close, it's very close here for 4th. Auntie Trace in a photo with Swiftly Chloe. Then we go back on crossing to Ginger Roman, and Vito Baxter will tail them in. No Jinx gets the win. 2 for Gary Cleve. Opawa Norris will get to 2nd. And another one for Jean and Dave Fahey. And Whakatoa will make it a South Island trifecta. 2, 3, 4 and Auntie Trace, the best of the rest. 2, 3, 4 and 1. They've gone 30-12. So that'll give, even though Whakatoa was a fair way back, a chance of making the reserve bench. 5.04 and 18.80 the splits. And the run home is 11.32. Number 2, No Jinx, picks up her first win around hat trick, and will qualify nicely. 4 1/4, 4 1/4, 1 3/4. Gets a win and will qualify along with Opawa Norris. That was his first race on the track and has qualified, so will be a lot better next week in that final. And Whakatoa going a better race, his best race since taking that full 4 starts back. Will get into 3rd, 2, 3, 4 and the 1. And a slight chance of making it onto the reserve bench at this stage. 1 heat to go for the Rock 95.2 FM New Zealand Breeders' Stakes, heat number 4. Just going back to our winner there, No Jinx, Yellow Mustard, No Witch, for Galen Turnwald and Gary Cleve, continuing on their very good day. Race 8, the final heat, and once again here, Michael, box vacant, will give the likes of Absent Minded and the sprinter Max Sticks a bit of racing room. And off the inside, good chances too with Opawa Kevin and also Opawa Kuru. Looking forward to this one. Looking for 2 more qualifiers, and we will have them just after 6:58.
Yeah, thank you, Jarrah. All 3 heats so far of the Breeders' Stakes. The next one coming up, and then, of course, the final next week. All 3 having gone to the Cantabrians. So far, Opawa Shackley, if you're only just joining us, and earlier, Dirk the Jerk. So Canterbury heading to the CD have had an up and down season. A couple of times they've been beaten by the locals, but they're going to have a very strong hand in the final next Friday night. No Jinx, median code 9 race 7, 290 and 160, beats Opawa Norris, $1.80, no 3rd dividend. Quinellas paid $2.80, the trifecta $27.40, and the first 4 inside boxes all the way, 2, 3, 4 and 1, $65.70 3 heats down, 1 to go for the breeders. Next coming up at 6:58. Heading off to the Gardens, it's a maiden race, this meeting code 31 race 4. Not a great deal of form. The one who caught the eye last time was number 4, Fire in Eden. It's only had 2 starts. Plenty of these have a lot more convictions. It stormed home from near last time out, from box 3, so box 4 shouldn't hold too many concerns for it. It's been boxed away in 3 twice in its career. Made good ground, and it's not the worst chance here. Has been found by the bookies and the punters though. 360 on the option, 380 on the tote, as favouritism sits with Heart's Spark. Now my attitude to maiden races is, if they've had 17 starts and they're still a maiden, there's often a reason for it. I know they can improve, things can change, but when I'm looking at maiden fields, gallops, harness, greyhounds, I tend to look at them as a case of, if you've had more than 10 starts and you're still a maiden, I would prefer to go to those with less convictions. So without knowing these dogs personally, I'm going the 4 to beat the 5 here. Now the 2 favourites, Matt Nichols, has gone the other way. He's gone 5, 7, 6 and 1. This one over the 5:15 as we head to the Gardens for the 4th on the card.
Disco Duke, Zulu Acclaim and Detroit Drive. About to move in. Second line coming in. Fourth event, the B&B Total Supplies made and all in. The green light going through. Power's on. We're ready to run race 4. They're set. Hobbin running now, bouncing away in front towards the outside. The speedy Ghost Pepper's going to run to the leader. Moving it in the centre was Hearts Park. Getting along the inside, Zulu Acclaim. Wide there was Vinnie Boy, followed by Lucky Billy. A good way back as they travel down the back. Disco Duke, second last Detroit Driver. And Fire in Eden at the tail. They travel out of the back straight. Zulu Acclaim, the leader, got the break, led by 3. Moving into second place, Disco Duke is starting to run home solidly now. And then came Hearts Park, the leader, Zulu Acclaim from Disco Duke. Zulu Acclaim beat Disco Duke. Not much in it for 3rd and 4th. The one on the outside, Ghost Pepper, the fast finishing Detroit Driver. They were followed further back there by Vinnie Boy. The next one in was Heartspart. And near the tail end of the field there was Fire in Eden, up in front of those Lucky Billy. And winner number 2, Zulu Acclaim. Boxed on too good for them. Got the break out of the back straight. It was left to Disco.
Zulu Acclaim leaves maiden status there at the Gardens. Tiffy's coming up for that shortly. Heading back to Alexandra Park, Craig Dewale Thompson has been busy. He has 2 interviews in the can already. Shortly we're going to hear from Brent Mangos and from Josh Dickey. But as I say, a very good evening to you, my friend. Interesting, Craig, with these horses who went to the Jewels and are now coming back. We're going to see quite a few of them in this middle section of the program. Do you think, Craig, it's a bridge too far, or is the drop so big in class that you've got to be on them? It's a slightly tricky one.
Yeah, they've had a long season, and obviously they were peaking for the Jewels, Michael, so maybe they're having one more start trying to get that penalty-free win as a 3-year-old. That's how I'd probably assess it anyway, and you can understand the trainers with what's happening in the new season. If you're sitting on, say, 3 wins and you're a 3-year-old and you get that extra one free, makes it a lot easier coming back for the next season. So we'll wait and see anyway, but I think they've got a big part to play tonight, the Jewels runners, and we'll see that later on in the program. Brett Mangos, he's got 3 drives tonight, Michael. Very interesting, his thoughts in pick 6 tonight, but more importantly on the favourite Bevins Cullen in race 3. Time tonight, 3 drives. Let's talk about your first one, Bevins Cullen. Looked a bit unlucky last week, mate.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I had a look at the tape there this afternoon, and yeah, he did. He ran good sectionals and ran home good. So yeah, I would think from a handy draw he should be pretty competitive. Well on his, as I say, in his run last week.
Hayley Nicole, barrier 1 tonight. Big advantage over the short trip.
It is really, but you know, it is and it isn't. Well, you know, like there's she's only won 1 race, and there's fillies like Joe's Dream, a lot of gate speed, Damn Excuse, I think, and another filly there that won 5 races, you know, and this is a 1-win mare, and people think you're going to beat them over 1700. I don't think so. She just can't get a race where she's going very, very good races, but yeah, she's in a 1-5 win mare's race, so hard to see her winning, but I'm pretty sure she'll go good.
with the right run. She's going to be competitive though.
Oh, definitely. Definitely is. But as I say, one win mare racing five win mares. Don't have to be a magician to work that out, do you?
Talk about your runner in race number 8, Urban Tiger. I thought he's racing well. He's just on the day being beaten by a better horse.
Oh, very much so. He's racing as good as he probably can. Well, last start was a good run. He got beaten by the trailer and probably 6 or 7 lengths back to the third horse. So if he goes as good as again, I'm sure he will. He always puts in and does his best. No superstar, but look, I think 8 draw, probably not a real concern for him because he is probably a better follower than doing too much work that first 600. So he's drawn where to drop back and, as I say, I'll put him in the race if there's no speed on, but it'd be nice if they ran along a bit because he is a horse that probably get over the top of them.
3 good chances tonight, mate. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Interesting thoughts on Brett Mangos, particularly with Hayley Nicole. Of course, there are 4 and 5 win horses in that race, and she's only a 1 win, so you can understand why he thinks he's up against it. But he has got a good draw tonight, so a chance. And on Urban Tiger, I think he's a better horse when he's chasing them down than he is being in front. He's had to use his draw in his last couple of starts. So tonight, maybe driven a little bit differently, but I thought he's a very good winning chance, Urban Tiger. You take Star of Galleria out of that race last start, and he would have beaten the rest by a considerable margin, so he goes round in the maiden race, and that is race number 8. Third leg of pick 6 tonight, Urban Tiger, beautifully bred, this one out of Tiger Dion. Let's get to Josh Dickey. He's got Runaway Star, or he drives it in race 3. Josh, pick up drive Runaway Star in race number 3 tonight for Crandale Giddy. She's racing very well. What do you make of her form?
Yeah, really like her form at the moment. 2 runs at Auckland have been really nice. She's done work both times and she's been there right at the finish. Talking to Dexter today, and he's got a bit of an opinion of the horse, and there's a couple of horses in here that are going to take some beating, but if Dex gives you confidence, it's got to be good enough for me.
And she is racing well. The filly by Better's Delight, placed behind Miss Daisy 2 starts ago. And as he mentioned, not a bad run last start behind Bronze Over because they ran a bit of time and he drew the second row. Draws barrier 5 today. Runaway Star paying $7 in the third. Andre Patami drives Zach Maguire in race number 3. Andre, you drive Zach Maguire. You drove him last week. Looked like he was going to run in the money. Just tired late to run 4th.
Yeah, he got a good run in that. He ended up 3 back, sort of where I didn't want to be. He ran into it and then he sort of just felt like he just eased back a little bit just before the line. So he probably should have run 3rd. A smaller field tonight, he should be running in the top 3.
Yeah, I liked him last week, Zach Maguire, in the race that his stablemate won Like a Hurricane, because Like a Hurricane be a little bit funny off the gate, but as the race panned out, he worked to the front. David Butcher handed to Zach Butcher, and Like a Hurricane was too good for them. He's not a bad horse, Like a Hurricane, when he's on the speed tonight. Obviously, Zach will drive Di Carey for the stable, and David on Like a Hurricane for Ray Green. There's the Gardens Dogs result from race number 4. It's 2, 3, 1 and 6. So I summarised Bevan's Cullen on top. Home in 55.3 the other day from well back in the field. Was a big run. Pretty short, I know, on the fixed odds at 145. If you're shopping, shop the tote at the $2 on Bevan's Cullen. Brett Mangos for Robert Dunn, who went 3 wins last night at Forby Park, and he's had a win already tonight with Cherry Bay. Dangers, definitely number 7, Ultimate Desire. At the $9, I think she's clearly the best value in the race. Now, her run last week, she worked twice in the running. She was the first one round to the breeze, couldn't grab the front, got pushed back and had to go again. And she was beaten 2 lengths, but still running to the line. Now, barrier 7's not ideal. That's why you're getting $9. But if she got luck in transit, I thought she's certainly a chance in race number 3 tonight. Runner number 7, Ultimate Desire. Todd Mitchell for Brad Mowbray. So 3 to beat 7. 6 Like a Hurricane if he can stay on the speed. He's a bit one-paced, but like last week, if he found the front or can get with them early on, he keeps sticking on Like a Hurricane. Nice type by Mac 3. And of the rest, Runaway Star. Josh Dickey pinch hitting for Crandale Giddy and Dexter Dunn. For me, 3, 7, 6 and 5. Jason's with 3, 5, 6, 7. Similar numbers in race number 3 tonight. Just checking to see if there's anything through from the racing desk regarding race number 3 tonight. And at this stage, 70% of all multis running through Bevan's Cullen, $3,500 at $1.50. So clearly best back runner in race number 3 tonight is the Robert Dunn trained Bevan's Cullen. Jason, as I come to you, they're on a bit of a roll, the Robert Dunn team. They've got a long way to go to catch Mark and Natalie, but good start, Forby Park last night with 3 wins.
So moving up for the third on the program, the Kauai Zuzu Mobile Pace, Bevins Cullen, 140 now. Very, very warm order. Field of 7, second favourite is, in fact, the only other runner in single figures is Like a Hurricane at $6.40. 2,200 metres, just a field of 7. Pretty good field, nevertheless. Down towards the starting point. Green lights up. They're off and pacing. Bevins Cullen not hurried off the gate. Zach Maguire was, though, from barrier 2. Daikeri trying to hold up on the inside. Bevins Cullen settles down in third early, followed through then by, pushing up the centre of runners as Earthquake, then Runaway Star. Ultimate Desire and Like a Hurricane not pushed off the arm. It'll end up back last around the first turn. 1850 metres left to run. Daikeri off barrier 1 holds up the lead for Zach Butcher. Leads by a length and a half over Zach Maguire. Now Bevins Cullen have been sold forward by Mangos. He's about to go up and have a look for the lead, the $1.40 favourite. 3 lengths away, fourth is Earthquake as the speed went right on as Bevins Cullen went up and looked at Daikeri in the eye. The lead time past the 1,600 metres mark is 41.6, so it's pretty quick. Back and behind Earthquake now is Runaway Star without cover. Deep on the inside is Ultimate Desire. As Earthquake left the inside 2 to give Runaway Star cover. The last 2 lengths away is Like a Hurricane. 8 lengths first to last as they come off the back. And it is the warm order. Bevins Cullen closed off around $1.50 on the tote in the hands of Brent Mangos. Leads a length and a half. Daikeri second. Third up on the outside without cover is Earthquake. That's around Zach Maguire, who was 3 back on the inside. Followed through then by Ultimate Desire. Now here's a run from Like a Hurricane. 32 seconds was the first quarter of the last mile. So after the early burn, Like a Hurricane sent forward now to sit outside the leader. The lead's not there at this stage. Bevins Cullen leads now Like a Hurricane and neck. 2 lengths away, third is Daikeri from Earthquake, who now has 1-1 cover. 3 back on the inside is Zach Maguire. The outside of it is Runaway Star. And still 2 lengths back to Ultimate Desire as they compress ranks. 7 lengths first to last. Heading out towards the 800 metre mark. This second quarter will be a little bit better. It was 29.5. It is still Bevins Cullen in control and in advance of Like a Hurricane the outside. Down on the inside is Daikeri awaits the passing lane run third. The markers outside of it Earthquake. Back on the inside is Zach Maguire. Runaway Star is cuddled up back second last and 2. Still 2 lengths to Ultimate Desire. Down the far side. 500 left to run in the Kauai Zuzu. The leader remains Bevins Cullen, being pressured by Like a Hurricane the outside. Awaiting the passing lane is Daikeri, but looks a bit flat. Now about to peel from the 1-1 is Earthquake. Deeper out Runaway Star, running up and behind them Zach Maguire, and also Ultimate Desire as they swing the corner for home. 200 left to go. Bevins Cullen turns in first. Zach Maguire back to the passing lane from Like a Hurricane. Further back then, starting to run onto Tad is Earthquake, then Ultimate Desire. Bevins Cullen, Zach Maguire trying to get him up the passing lane. Deeper out Like a Hurricane. Bevins Cullen pulled out plenty though, close to home, and Bevins Cullen too good. Second tight. Ultimate Desire warmed up when the race was all over. May have got second out wide. Zach Maguire Like a Hurricane in that photo as well. Next an Earthquake, then Runaway Star. Daikeri first beat last in. Final quarter was 28.7, 29.3 down the back, and they've paced around 241.4. Good time, Bevins Cullen.
Official placing, race 3, the Kauai Zuzu Mobile Pace. 376.245. 376.245. Horse 3, Bevins Cullen, pace the 2,200 metres in 241.39. Mile rate of 158. Last 858.1. The 428.7. The margins, 3/4 of a length. A head, a half neck. 376.245. Race 3, the Kauai Zuzu Mobile Pace.
So number 3, Bevan's Talon, wins race 3. The Kauai Zuzu Mobile Pace been welcomed back into the winner's circle by the team from Kauai Zuzu tonight, representing them Gary Young and also Peter May from the Auckland Trotting Club. Bevan's Talon, a 3-year-old bay gelding by Christian Cullen from Pretty Dolly Bird. Raced by Ian Dobson, trained by Robert Dunn from Pukekohe. Brent Mangos, the successful driver. 2 for the night for Robert. Second, 7, Ultimate Desire. 3-year-old filly Real Desire out of Bailey Hanover. Brent and Karen Weaver, SJ and HS Corpse, the owners. Brad Mowbray trained at Russley. Todd Mitchell and 6 Like a Hurricane. 3-year-old gelding Mac 3, Angela Jane. Lincoln Farms and Ian McAllister, the owners. Ray Green trained at Pukekohe and David Butcher. So Bevan's Talon number 3 is paid $1.50, $1.30, $1.50, $1.30. 7 Ultimate Desire, $2.90, $2.90. 6 Like a Hurricane, no third dividend. 3-7 Quinella, $6.20, $6.20. 3-7 6 Trifecta, $27.40, $27.40. First 4, 3-7-6-2. Zach McGuire, first 4, $85.90, $85.90. 11 and 3 double, $17.40, $17.40. 11 7 concessions, $17.30, $17.30. And the first treble tonight, 3 Liberty Sticks, 11 Cherry Bay, 3 Bevan's Cullen, 102.60, 102.60. Takes us on now to race 4, the Riordan and West Transport Junior Drivers Mobile Pace, 2,200 metres the distance. 2 Stratchings, 6 Barabbas and 8 Collector Holiday are both out. Gear changes, number 2 Desirable Sticks has the Hopples back on tonight. And River Emperor, number 9, has the blinds off. Race 4 gets underway at 17 minutes past 7 o'clock.
Quite a few of the CD dogs perform quite well in the upper North Island, so it's a bit of a mixture, and I think greyhound racing is fairly strong at this stage in all 3 major areas. Hopefully the CD can get a couple in here, and they've got a good chance too with the 4 Absent Minded and possibly Fall from Grace. Hedgebook Magic also for Freddie Kite's not out of this as well, and could easily set them up in front here. Sedgebook Magic, 320 with the book, 460 the tote, and has caused a couple of big upsets here at Wanganui in the last couple of months or so, and could be the one to possibly get around the outside. Max Stix has been sprinting up for the best part of his career so far. Just a grade 2 coming into this, but we'll get the chance to possibly get handy with that to vacant box and could give a bit of cheek early. Possibly will need to lead. Just the one go over the middle distance. I can't really recall that performance. It was 2 starts back, obviously, there at Ascot Park, finishing at 6, so we'll see what Max Dix can do. Molly O'Shea, now she's really finding form, but we'll find this a bit tough, but she's really starting to get it together, and she's just a Class 1, but to look out for her to pick up a few Class 1, Class 2 wins in the next month or so. I think she's really turned a corner, but up against this class, this will go down as a very big test for her. So my numbers: 2, 4, 7, 1. Opawa Kevin, 3 starts on the track for 2 placings, yet to win here at Hat Trick, but has been racing well. Never really goes a bad race, and gets a good chance here from box 2. Has had a couple of squeeze draws lately, and I think will be a good chance here from the 2. Probably gets into a sort of a weaker field compared to the other 3. Absent-minded, big chance here too for Lisa Ahern. Start 46, looking for that career win at number 10. Class 5 coming into this. The 2 performances there at the Manawa 2 and that North Island Champs was very solid, picking up the win in the heat. And then that final in behind Takamori. And probably hard to say what track he's probably better. He's picked up 7 of his 9 wins on this circuit, but runs both Hat Trick and his home track well enough. Opawa Kuru off the inside, the best chance for the North, for Wayne and Tracy Steele. Now, he's had a run on the track. Picked up a Class 2 and 3, 2 starts back, gets the inside draw, has won twice from box 1. So if the Northerners are going to get one in, probably the best chance here with Wayne and Tracy's charge and Opawa Kuru. And we have touched on Fall from Grace, who lined up in that restricted age at Monaco on Sunday. Heat 4, 2 more qualifiers. It's Darcy Potama and Kelly Gommans versus the South Island at this stage. We'll see what happens here. Heat 4, ready. And there they go, and jumping best here is Fall from Grace, and drifting out wide and coming through on the inside now is Opawa Kuru. There goes Sedgebook Magic around the outside to go and burn them off and get handy. Out wide Opawa Kevin looking to get into it. The rail there for Absent Minded's got a bit of work to do. Out the back now we've got getting back is Max Dix and also Molly O'Shea across the top. Fall from Grace. Here comes Sedgebook Magic around the outside, not too far away Opawa Kuru, and now starting to run on is Opawa Kevin. Absent Minded also getting home. They go for home. Still in front, Fall from Grace. Trying hard the inside to Opawa Kevin, but getting home Fall from Grace. Opawa Kevin has dived through to take second, and a great lineup for third. We had Sedgebook Magic, Absent Minded was getting home, Opawa Kuru not too far away, and back towards the tail we had Max Dix and Molly O'Shea. Well, the CD will get one through. Angela Turnwald with the Fall from Grace, and will get the win. Opawa Kevin's come through to take second and will qualify. We'll get a time 30.54, possibly the slower of the heats. And a big win for Fall from Grace. And the Jackson Rendell combination will be represented in the final. Angela Turnwald gets one through, so that'll be 2 for the CD and another one for Jean and Dave Fahey with Opawa Kevin bursting through that time 30.54, and the numbers up. They will be 3 to beat the 2, 7 and 4. That wraps it up. The heats, Michael. We'll get back to race 9. We'll take a look at that quaddie shortly, kicking off at 7:29.
Yeah, thank you, Daryl. And often on a Friday night when we have these sort of heats with the box draws coming out Monday, Brendan Burns and the boys at the TRB will put out a market pre-draw. I'm pretty sure they will too, so I'm sure I'll get a text on that, boys. But if we can get a pre-draw market out, that'd be awesome on the breeders. And who knows, maybe people can multi those through the Silver Collar out of Manukau at 5:20 on Sunday night. Big weekend for greyhound racing, and a Group 1 next Friday to cap it all off. The result of the previous, the last of the Breeders' Heats at Wanganui, sees number 3 Fall from Grace at $9.30 and $4. Beating 2, Opawa Kevin, $1.70, no third dividend for the 7 Sedgebrook Magic. Cornella's paid $10.50, Trifecta $148.20, and the first 4, $312.70. Double 2 into 3 pays $35.50. 2 into 2, the concession, at $3.30. And the first local, as in Central District's, winner of our 4 heats tonight. Quaddies next up, coming out of Wanganui. It's a nice chance to go back to Daryl. And Daryl, a preview of the Quaddie, if you could. It's a huge weekend of racing. Harness, greyhounds, of course, with the silver collar and that massive meeting at Eagle Farm. So, Daryl, we need some money in our phone account. Can you give us the Quaddie on the last 4 at Wanganui, please?
I'll try to for sure, Michael, and kicking off very shortly with the Rock 95.2 FM, continuing on with their sponsorship, this time getting in behind the Class 2 and 3 to kick it off. We'll play for a $24 spin once again for 100%. We went fairly good in that first quaddie, but not good enough, so we'll see how we go here for quaddie number 2. In race 9, I've gone for the 6 Red Express, coming off that distance race there on Monday at the Manawatu. Not too bad at all, and grabbing that victory. And I think, grabbing that 4th placing, shall I say. Didn't get the victory, but did go a big race in that distance on Monday. Coming back to its grade onto this track, and I think Red Express a good chance. Ace Bales had a run on the track for Craig Roberts, and another one that lined up at Ascot Park on Tuesday, running second. And it could be better for that first up performance here on the track. Corborneski's going great guns, looking to make it 4 wins in a row, chasing down win number 6 off a start 15, coming through the greys, doing a marvellous job for Matt Roberts and Stu Dickinson, and a good chance to Corborneski once again. And Megs Me Mum finding winning form 2 starts back, coming up in grade, but possibly quick enough to be competitive in this grade. But we'll just play the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6 at this stage. 3 selections, top 3 selections in that first leg. On to race number 10. This one, the Wanganui Toyota for the Class 4 and 5s. Once again, a very good field. I think Matt Roberts and Stu Dickinson will possibly dominate the race. In what order? I've got the favourite Corborn Brick up for first, 260 and 110 at this stage with the book. Corborn Cooks, obviously the main opposition, $3 and $1.15. Corborn Clay gets the inside draw. Good record from boxes 1 and 2, Corborn Clay. And with that better draw, could push through and get that better economical run going into that first corner. So pretty much I think you need the 3 Matt Roberts runners. I've got it down to 2. I've gone the 6 and the 5, taking a bit of a risk and leaving out the 1. But I think Matt and Stu should dominate race number 10. And maybe Sherlock Izmir, another one that you may want to keep under your guard, getting away from some tougher races. And we'll find this possibly a little bit easier. On to race number 11, the 3rd leg of the quaddie, the Aon CPF for the Class 5 sprinters. As usual for this part of the night, get their turn. This one time to go at 28 minutes after 8. And a speedy beat, Al's Girl and Angie Zar. I think the 3 inside runners in this race will dominate the race. Speedy beat gets the inside draw. Just the 2 runs from box 1. Hasn't really seen a lot of the inside running. Speedy beat always seems to draw out wide or in the middle. Box 1 tonight, $3.50. I think that's good value. Possibly the $1.30 if you want to go short enough. Al's Girl's been in great form for Lana Pierce. The last 2 wins, plenty of merit for Al's Girl's performances. She gets into box 2, a big chance once again. And Angie's good to see her back in winning form also last time out, keeping up that very good record on the circuit. And I think the inside 3 are the 3 you need to put on your quaddie ticket. If there was going to be another one, possibly 7 increasing, could get a good run around the outside. Has a bit of speed, and Nathan Udy's got increasing going along very well. On to the final leg. We'll just play the 2 in this one as well. I do like the inside runner, Cheap Shot Maddie. Another one that seems to be going great guns at the moment. Gets the inside draw. Probably will come away from the rail as we know, but seems to always begin the races a bit better from that inside trap. Good place money, $1.80 on offer for Cheap Shot Maddie. Sedgebrook Babe's another one. Freddie Kites got her going along very well. She gets her chance. She's at $1.50 for a place. It's possibly good place money if you're looking to set up a multi. I do like the 3. And the other dogs, of course, Wild Effective, always a winning chance. So Wild Effective picked up a nice win here last week after running third there at Manukau. And Harkin and Bale also returns to hat-trick. Just the 3 runs here for a placing, and it could get a good run through from that inside draw of 2. Once again, I think the inside 4 dogs will pretty much dominate that last race. So we'll take a look at the quaddie, $24, 100%. 4, 5 and 6 in that first leg. On to race number 10. We'll get it down to 5 and 6, taking a bit of a risk and leaving out Corborn Clay, but you might want to throw in the other Matt Roberts, Stu Dickinson runner. Also the 1 and the 2, Speedy Beat and Al's Girl. And in that last leg, we'll get it down to Cheap Shot Maddie and Sedgebrook Bay. But just one way you can play the quaddie, $24 spend. You can throw a few more in, spend a few more dollars, and maybe set yourself up a multi as well with the place betting, some very good place money on offer. Getting very close to Wagga for meeting 28 race 7. We'll come back to you, Michael, and we'll get that quaddie underway. Race number 9, time to go at 29 after 7.
Thanks, Joel. Looking forward to that great information there. Next race from Wagga is the 7th on the card. Favourite is number 5, Drive the Dreams. Had 2 starts since going from the deep south across to provincial New South Wales. These horses aren't very good. It should win if it produces its best. Number 5, Drive the Dream, looking to remain unbeaten in Australia.
Green twinkling light, spying it now, and we're off and away. Glenburn Anna's anxious to lead out of 1. Lady Warhol's coming across from 4, and Mate of Teak splits them in the middle, but Glenburn Anna will lead with the Good Alley. They're being followed by Kayla Stewart, lead time 10 seconds. In behind those as they settle down was Ruby Marcel, being followed 3 wide by Drive the Dream, who's going to advance up and try and get a posse, but might be caught wide as Lady Warhol goes up in the chair. Now back behind those you've got Hijacker Pippi, being followed, as I said, by Mark Attack further back in the field from He's a Joker, and Rob the Bank is last of all, and Drive the Dreams driver shushing around the outside Young Maguire to get up and sit outside Ray Walker, who won't hand up on Glenburn Anna. Down the back they run, 1200 to travel. Glenburn Anna led, Drive the Dream race second. Lady Warhol got Smother 1-1 and covered up Kayla Stewart. So the big guns, the best back runners, are all in good posies on the 1,000-metre corner. Further back was Made of Tick outside of Hijacker Pippi, and then Ruby Marcel, Mark Attack, He's a Joker, and last of all Rob the Bank there in the lane. 31 and 6 opened up the first quarter of the last mile, and Glenburn Anna led them at the judge with a lap to run. Drive the Dream second, Mark Attack's on the move third, and Rob the Bank is sneaking up on the outside on the back of Mark Attack, and they're through in 31 and 7. They run 63 and 3, and with the compass firmly pointed to the railway side, they circumnavigate the bottom corner, and Glenburn Anna runs inside the 600-metre peg. Out 3 wide, Mark Attack, Drive the Dream the middle. Kayla Stewart, you'd think a sneaky chance, leaders back. Lady Warhol strung up now in peak hour traffic, 1 out and 1 back at the 500. They're being followed further back in the fight as they headed down the back by Rob the Bank, who's still coming but out wide as they raced inside the 400. Drive the Dream went up to seriously look at Glenburn Anna. Rob the Bank is still coming. Can he steal it? They're being followed by Lady Warhol. In behind those was Kayla Stewart. In the lane, Drive the Dream found the lead. Rob the Bank was coming stoutly now. Rob the Bank is out after Drive the Dream. Drive the Dream's in front. Has the thief got him? Yes, he has. Rob the Bank. Rob the Bank goes home right over the top. Beat Drive the Dream. Lady Warhol ran third. Glenburn Anna ran fourth, and Kayla Stewart was fifth. In behind those, Mate of Teak followed by He's a Joker, Hijacker Pippi, Ruby Marcel is well back, and Mark Attack is going to be the last one home.
Yeah, that's brutal. If you backed the ex-New Zealander Drive the Dream, did all the work, sat parked, broke the leader, shot clear and run down by, as the commentator called it, the thief, Rob the Bank. Gets home over the top there. The 11 beats out the 5 at Wagga race 7. Heading back to Alexandra Park for the junior drivers, and Andre Putama has been one of our key interviewees tonight. He's been On some decent chances, and he has the favourite here in Lucky Luciano. There is group betting. You can choose Lucky Luciano versus Snow Raker or No Way Else. Which one of those three do you think will be first home? The 1, the 3 or the 11? That, of course, is on tab.co.nz. As we rejoin Craig ahead of the 4th on the card, and Craig, I thought there was a couple of sneaky chances in here. Very even form race, and the one I'm going for as my place chance is actually Living Legend. Had no luck since it's come north. Thought it could be a horse who might find that slight drop in class to its favour at $3.10 on the place tote.
Yeah, was up in the grades a bit, wasn't it, Michael? Now back to C1. Certainly going to be a lot more competitive in this type of grade. Very interesting race to analyse, Michael, because there's a lot of gate speed in this race. When you look through it, Snow Raker can leave very quickly in full flight. Living Legend likes to be on the speed. We've seen Majestic John have a crack, but I don't think he will from out wide. And Lucky Luciano's drawn the inside, so I expect him to go quite hard here. We'll talk to Andre Putama and get a guide to what his thoughts about the Dalgety trained runner are. Andre, nice pickup drive here for Dalgety in the 4th, and Lucky Luciano. Looks a nice race for him tonight. He was good last week and he gets a nice draw.
Yeah, he does. He probably gets the best draw he's had since he's been up here. He's had terrible draws for the 2 starts he's had here. A little bit of gate speed in there from out wide. I think he's got enough speed sort of to hold his ground, but I'm just not too sure what to do yet. But I think he's a good top 3 chance.
Yeah, top 3 chance, and when you look at the market, I think he was $4.80 when the bookmakers opened them last night about 6 o'clock, into $3.40, so I suggest there is a little bit of money for him. Gets his best draw in the north, and I think he was good enough to place, I think 2 starts ago, or 3 starts ago, behind the Manipulator, who's been in great form. So that's good form for a race like this, and that was at Eddington when they run a bit of time. So he's a chance here. That horse on screen's a chance, one of the best in the junior drivers ranks. Kyle Marshall takes the drive. Initially I was a little bit disappointed in his run the other day, but when he parked out on a pretty quick speed, he's fought on okay to run 3rd. I thought they may go hard again for him, and if they do, he'll be one that will be running on strongly, No Way Else. I wouldn't drop him on last week's run. He'd been in very competitive C1 races, the likes of Kenrick Ideal World, and been competitive running 4th, 5th and 6th. I thought with Kyle aboard, of course, he's been driving well in those colours before. I think he was on Boundary Row at big money at Cambridge about 10 days ago. Upset them there, and he drives No Way Else in race number 4. There's In Full Flight. Lovely big type, isn't he? By Pan Pacific Flight. Jason and Megan T's train. He's won his last 2 starts. Impressive last start, 43, beating Snow Raker, race rival here. Upstanding bloke. Will look to go forward, I presume, from the gate. As I say, there's a bit of speed there with Snow Raker inside him. Interesting to see what tactics evolve here. Good chance, though. Runner number 4, In Full Flight. So for me, it's 4 to beat 11, 1 and 3. 4 to beat 11, 1 and 3. Let's catch up with Josh Dickey. He's got stable runner Majestic John in here. Josh, you've got stable runner Majestic John going around in race number 4. Junior driver picks up the drive, Robert Argue, tonight. What's his chances?
Yeah, look, he's the sort of horse that needs a 1 run. He's got to be covered up. So it's just a bit hit and miss, really. But look, if he got the trip, he's good enough to run a place.
More of a place chance at around about the $5 for Majestic John. Just drawed awkwardly out wide. He can go forward off the gate, but I think tonight they'll look to drive him cold. Wagga. It's 11, 5, 4 and 1. 11, 5, 4 and 1 in race number 4. Head upstairs and join Jason. Of course, have stable runner In Full Flight here. Jason last night was around about $2.75, getting out to now backable money at $3.90.
Yeah, that's right, Craig. Certainly $3.90 is about where he probably should be in the market. I'm not convinced he'll go forward from the gate. There is a lot of speed inside him, so he is a better horse driven in behind too, as he showed in his first win of his 2 wins in a row. He did come from a long way off them, running a 55 half, so at this stage of his career he's a bit more potent in behind, but I'm not out there, Meaden's in charge of that sort of stuff, so I've got him on top In Full Flight. He's obviously on a money bag win tonight if he can get the job done. I like Lucky Luciano off the inside, certainly drawn barrier 1, gets every hope here, Andre Potama to do the driving. Was a little bit disappointing last week, but this is certainly a bit of a drop in class. I've included Snow Raker number 3, the horse with a lot of gate speed. I'm sure he'll lead here, and judging by the way he was warmed up, I think that will be the case. And yes, No Way Else, a little bit disappointing last week, but as you did mention, Craig, the horse did have to sit parked on that speed, so it's included as well. 4 to beat 1, 3 and 11 for me, as we're not too far away from getting underway in this one.
Thanks, Jace Ruth from the bookmakers. Market mover here was Lucky Luciano, opened at $5 into $3.40. They've had multiple bets, including $1,000 at $4.80 on runner number 1. And isn't a second favourite now as the money comes for No Way Else. Kyle Marshall aboard. Was short last week, shortening up again tonight in the junior drivers. Early gallop here, River Emperor off stride. We'll get upstairs to Jason Tees and see if this horse comes back down again.
341.60. In full flight, a little bit toey behind the gate, but now getting on it now. So as they head round towards the starting point, Lucky Luciano down in 1. The favourite drawn 3 on the second line here, No Way Else. Gate speed in front of him. So close to a start. 4th on the card for the juniors. Almost set. Green lights up, they're away and pacing. Snow Raker had gate speed. Lucky Luciano was popping off the gate too. River Emperor was following through from the back row, followed out by In Full Flight, and next them behind those Indesirable Sticks. Concord on the inside. Living Legend just caught a bit wide to the first corner. Back and behind them then is the favourite No Way Else, and 2 lengths away into Majestic John, who was back last as they head out towards the 1800 metre mark. The leader is Snow Raker. He shows the way by 2. Lucky Luciano is in second position. Looking to ease away from the trail was Potama as they head up into the back. Just pacing a bit roughly too is Lucky Luciano. He may well be eased back for that trail again. 3rd, a length and a half to 2 away, is River Emperor from In Full Flight, caught out in the breeze. Fullback on the inside is Concord. The next Desirable Stitch, who lobs to the 1-1. The lead time was 42.2. Back and behind. The next now is Concord, who is fullback on the markers. A length away to Living Legend, 2.5 to No Way Else. Speed on here. And back last 2.5 lengths away as they come up and around the home turn is Majestic John. About 12 to 14 from first to last is the end of a lane. Snow Raker still in control, In Full Flight up on the outside of a leader. Down on the inside is Lucky Luciano 3rd. First quarter last mile, it was pretty solid, 30.4. 1-1 Desirable Stitch. 3 back on the inside is River Emperor as the bell sounds. 4 back on the inside Concord. 3 back and 1 off is Living Legend. A length away, Vanetch on the outside is the favourite, No Way Else back in about second last position. And last on the inside is Majestic John as the Riordan and West junior drivers mobile head out towards the 850 metre mark. The leader remains Snow Raker, a half in advance of a very keen In Full Flight up on the outside, and he now goes up to Eyeball. Back on the inside, 3rd is Lucky Luciano from Desirable Stitch, who's 1-1. 3 back the inside is River Emperor. The next on the outside of horses then is Living Legend. Now peeling 3 wide is No Way Else to move forward. Back on the inside is Concord, second last. And last on the outside is Majestic John. Second quarter was 31 seconds. They head down towards the end of the batch straight. 450 left to go. Snow Raker being attacked by In Full Flight the outside. 3 wide on those. No Way Else charging forward into the race. The next behind them Desirable Sticks, followed by Lucky Luciano, who awaits the passing lane. Further back is River Emperor. Liver Legend is the end of a straight. 200 left to go. No Way Else ran to the front. Over now Snow Raker. Back to the passing lane. Lucky Luciano. Then came River Emperor, Desirable Stitch, but No Way Else inside the 100 starts to draw clear, and No Way Else is pulling clear to score nicely. Second will be Lucky Luciano. Concord up the inside 3rd in front of Desirable Stitch. Then came the next on crossing would have been River Emperor. Further back Snow Raker, Living Legend In Full Flight over raced. Cost him tonight, and last in Majestic John. Final caught up in 29.6. That was the 3rd quarter. 28.4 the last quarter. 241.8 the winner's time. Set the race up for the back markers with the 2 on top, eyeballing each other. And No Way Else will get the prize. Number 11, closed off favourite Kyle Marshall for Anna Donnelly. Goes on to score and score nicely. Lucky Luciano. 3rd's interesting. Concord and Desirable Sticks fighting that out. Possibly Concord up the inside.
7:22. Official placings race 4, the Riordan and West Transport Junior Drivers Mobile Pace. 11-1-10-2-9-3. 11-1-10-2-9-3. Horse 11, No Way Else, paced the 2200 metres in 241.80. Mile rate of 158.3. Last 858. The 428.4. The margins, 3.5 lengths, 1.5 lengths, a nose. 11-1-10, 2-9-3, race 4, the Riordan and West Transport Junior Drivers Mobile Pace.
11 No Way Else back to the head of the field. The Riordan and West Transport Junior Drivers been welcomed back into the winner's circle by Keith and David West from Riordan and West Transport, and also Gordon Robertson from the Auckland Trotting Club. No Way Else, a 5-year-old black gelding by El Sue from Never No Way for TK and Mrs. A.A. Percy. Anna Donnelly, the successful trainer at Cambridge. Kyle Marshall did the driving. Second, number 1, Lucky Luciano, 4-year-old gelding Christian Cullen, Andrea's Blue Chip, Cavalla Bloodstock Limited. The owners, Crandall Getty and Andre Potama. And third, 10, Concord, 5-year-old gelding Jeremy's Jet Pacific Image for PI and Mrs. P.M. Renwick, and also S.J. Reid. Stephen Reid, Simon McMullen, trained at Pukekohe, Michael Blakemore. Dividends, 11 No Way Else, 3.10, 1.30, 3.10, 1.30. 1 Lucky Luciano, $1.60, 1.60. 10 Concord, $5.80, 5.80. 111 Quinella, $4.10, 4.10. 11 110 Trifecta, $123.90, 123.90. 11 110 2 Desirable Sticks, first 4, 1,500 and 14.30, $1,514.30. It's race 4. Race 5 is the Bridgestone Tyre Centre Mobile Pace, 1,700 metres the trip. Field of 7, they all go to the post. Deer change to Motown has the sliding blinds on. Race 5 underway, 12 minutes to 8.
Want that. We want a good game of rugby, but always the first time for the All Blacks, always a good chance to sort of take the opposition with the point start and maybe a multi. You could possibly kick it off here in race number 9 to get the second quaddie underway. My numbers here, Red Express to beat the 5 Ace Bale, and putting in the up and coming Corborn Esky. You might like the $1.80 on Corborn Esky, coming up to Class 2, Class 3. That Class 2 victory here last week, and the 7 Megs Me Mum also in my selections. Just going back to the New Zealand Breeders' Stakes final, and the first reserve will be Opawa Shea for Marcy Flip and No Scholar for Gary Cleave, and Galen Turnbull will be second reserve for next week's Group 1 final. Result up there from Alexandra Park, No Way Else, $3.10, 130. The 1 at 160, the 10 at 580, the 11 1 Quinella 410, trifecta 123.90, 11 110 and 2 first 4, 1,514.30. Alexandra Park at race 4. So the 4 at $1.80, if you like it. Coming up the ladder one more notch to Class 3. But going very well for Matt Robertson, Stu Dickinson. 5 wins off 14. Has run a bit of time on the track is the key here to Corborn Esky. Has gone a 30.09. Has a better time than the rest of the field. So you have to like it. Ace Bales had 1 run on this track for a placing. Went a nice tidy race on Tuesday at Ascot Park 2, Ace Bale. And if it will back up well from that run there in the south, could be a bit of a smoky, tough draw. But it will be good to see Ace Bale get up for Craig Roberts. A tough week for Craig. And our thoughts too go out to the Roberts family too here on behalf of the Wanganui Greyhound community too. Red Express lined up in that distance race on Monday. That was taken out by Stinger. Wasn't a bad performance too over ground, Red Express, but comes back to its usual grade here, back onto this track. And I think a good value too for Red Express around that $7 mark, $6 with the tote. And also putting in Megs Me Mum, who picked up a Class 2, but lined up against the Class 4s last time. That was not a bad performance too here last week, running third. That was a tougher field. Gets into a Class 2, Class 3, and on that run alone would have to be included on your first 4 ticket. You are getting $16 with the book over that $9.60 price. Country Crossing off the inside for Jason Dunn. Jason's got his job completed tonight with Dirk the Jerk picking up the victory, and Country Crossing has had a run-around hat-trick, so it could be the improver, and looking very keen out there. Box 1 record is sound. 2 wins from the Red Rug. Big Wonder also for Marie Gowan gets a better draw, has dropped back to Class 2, so look out for Big Wonder in a Class 2, but gets a chance to pick up a bit of prize money here with the right run, and You're So Free. Also Class 2 graded coming into this as well. Corborn Mill out wide also for Matt and Stu. Hasn't done a lot of racing from the wide draws as yet. First leg of the quality, the Rock 95.2 FM. Also getting in behind this one for the Class 2 and 3s. Ready. And racing and jumping well centre track here is You're So Free along there with Corborn Esky, and right down the outside Corborn Mill looking to get a good run. Big Wonder gets a good run through. Track through there by Country Crossing. Back in the field now we've got getting back now is Red Express. Going ahead of that Corborn Esky, and out the back is Ace Bale. Across the top they come, and You're So Free away by a couple on Country Crossing coming out after it. Break back in the field too. Ace Bale also getting into it big time, and also running on a little bit. Red Express they go for home. You're So Free diving the inside. Ace Bale big performance. Ace Bale will get up to beat You're So Free. Then we go to Country Crossing. They got right away on Red Express. A Big Wonder not too bad. Just getting past that on the line was Megs Me Mum. Corborn Esky was also back. And it's just up ahead of them. We would have had Megs Me Mum. Ace Bale. Very good performance. Charging along the inside, was really accelerating hard down the side of the track. And we'll get up and put a bit of smile on the face too for Craig Roberts. Good run on the track first up, and second up gets the win. Was towards the back of the field going into that first corner. And it gets the win. Ace Bale comes back ahead of the field. Strong run here by the 3. You're So Free set them up in front for Jake Bell, but just finding one better towards the end in Country Crossing for that third placing over the 6 Red Express. 5:3:16:30, 56 the time, 11:60 the run home. Get the margins out the way first. 1 3/4, 2 3/4 by 3. Just waiting for that to lead up time and that midsection time to appear. 5:08 the lead up midsection. 18:96. Ace Bale, second look at hat trick, gets the win, and it continues this very good night for the Canterbury visitors. Craig Roberts this time And start 29, win number 8. Will come back ahead of the field. You're So Free's gone a big race for Jake Bill. And Country Crossing picking up that third placing for Jason Dunn ahead of the 6 Red Express, making up a bit of ground towards the end. Race number 10, so a good start for us there in the quaddie. We had the 5 Ace Bale and some good value there too. That takes us on to race number 10, Wanganui Toyota for the class 4 and 5s. And the 3 Corborns in this, Brick, Cooks and Clay. Good chance here for Matt Roberts. And this one to get the final treble underway. Going well in the quaddie so far, Michael. And race 10, 7:58.
Yeah, thank you, Daryl. We'll get this next leg of the quaddie out of the way then, and hopefully we can cash in and add some money to the phone account for this very busy weekend of racing coming up. As we all know, 4 Group 1s at Eagle Farm tomorrow, the Belmont on Sunday morning, and the Silver Collar at Manukau, 5:20 on Sunday night. Heading to Newcastle for the first time tonight. That's New South Wales harness racing over the mile here. And as tends to be the case in New South Wales with the mile racing, inside barrier draws attract the punters. Esprit Rainbow is a true miler. She's an art major. She likes to be on the speed. No good off the second line. When she can posse up handy over a mile for Guy Chappell, she's awfully hard to catch. One here 2 starts ago, 1:58. Not particularly quick, but most of these around that mark. The one who's the danger's the 3. Our Expressive Art, the former New Zealander, did win here at a mile 2 starts ago also, but went quicker, 1:56.7. A lot's going to depend on the start. In saying that, it should posse up handy if it can't lead. I thought the 1 was the favourite, but the 3 was the better chance. Wanganui race 9, Ace Bale, 6:40 and 2:10 beats 3. You're So Free, 5:10, and 1 Country Crossing at 1:40. Quinnella's paid $59, the trifecta $553.80, and the first 4, 5, 3, 1 and 6, $3,441.70. Just a note, looking forward to this race at Newcastle. Between now and July 31st, all first 4s on Australian greyhounds and Australian harness are terminating. So take a first 4 for a percentage and you could get the whole pool if in fact you are successful. In this race here, I would suggest you need numbers 1, 2, 3 and 8 as the foundation of your first 4. Like the 3 on top, the 2, the former New Zealander Sweet Ava, always about the mix in these sort of grade, and the 1 well suited by the Ace draw over the mile. Out to the 8, Fountain Lakes, has a better overall record than most here, but does have the junior driver on, claiming Jackson McDonald and the tricky barrier. They can overcome wide barriers at Newcastle, but it's not easy when the other favoured runners are at 1, 2 and 3. Off the back of this, heading back to Alexandra Park for one of the features of the night. It's a race with plenty of Jules hangover horses. Motown, Shandale, Risk, Better Spirits. It'll be one of the features of the night. We'll get Craig's thoughts nice and early for the 1700 metre event. And then talking about harness racing, we see the return of the Inter-Dominion champion tomorrow night at Menangle. Lenny the Shark returns. He's got a tough barrier 10 over the mile, and these days at Menangle, of course, they do have a second line, which makes it even more difficult because you can't just push straight across the back of the field and get into the running line quite as easily as you used to be able to. Lenny the Shark up against Bling It On tomorrow at Menangle. They're preparing in 2 weeks' time for the big day there, the Sunday, June the 26th. That's going to see Waikiki Beach and My Mackenzie, the New Zealanders, in their Breeders' Challenge finals. And of course, Lenny the Shark, potentially against Ohoka Punter in the $100,000 Len Smith Mile, the race which originally was on the Chris and Me agenda. Chris and Me is now going to head to Queensland, chasing what's called the picket fence bonus. If he can win 2 races in Queensland, then the $200,000 Blacks Are Fake, he gets a $50,000 bonus for any pacer who can win 3 including one of a feature races, the Derby or the Oaks, as their last of that treble. So Chris and me heading to Queensland. Lenny the Shark, his old mate. Of course, they quinelled a Victoria Cup together about 15 months ago. Lenny at Menangle tomorrow night. That'll be on trackside 2. Scoring up here at Newcastle for the first on the card, meeting code 21. Esprit Rainbow is still the favourite. Guy Chappell trains and drives. Good chance here for the 3. If you're having a late dab, it's $5.70 the tote or $4.40 on the fixed. Our Expressive Art. Let's head to Newcastle. This is also the first leg of a double. Paul Roberts has gone 8, 1, 2 and 5.
Green light goes up and away and racing they are. Speed from a Blissful Gift out wide. Lively Lily shows speed also. Esprit Rainbow's trying to...
Lively Lily is the leader. Made to work a little hard here. It's about half in front of Esprit Rainbow, who punches up inside of it. And then Our Expressive Art settles down third. And then Sweet Ava, pick of the remainder as they thunder into the home stretch to get the bell. And Esprit Rainbow punches up inside of Lively Lily, which is a roughie at $28.50. Esprit Rainbow's been the subject of good interest on the tab fixed odds. They get the bell now and there's nothing between them. On the outside, Lively Lily, Esprit Rainbow on its inside. Our Expressive Art is third. Sweet Ava is settling in 4th position. And then over on the inside, it's Roll On Baby Bell. On its outside appears to be Paint Me a Canvas. Over on the pegs is Scotch Creek, getting well back in the field. On its outside is Fountain Lakes. There's one taking off from the rear. 6 is at the rear, a Blissful Gift by the looks of that saddlecloth. And can't ascertain the one taking off 3 and 4 deep. Esprit Rainbow is the leader. And it's just kicked away from Lively Lily now to lead by about a length or so. Our Expressive Art is making some ground with Sweet Ava. Esprit Rainbow's going to lead as they come around the home turn though. Our Expressive Art gets off its back and is in the centre, and it might be Sweet Ava on the outside. It's not. It could be Scotch Creek in fact. Into the stretch they come, and Esprit Rainbow is the leader and has a kick. Well tried on the fixed odds. On its outside, Our Expressive Art is coming at it and might well have it. Our Expressive Art, it's got Sweet Esprit Rainbow, and 3 beats 1 and 5. 3, 1 and 5 will be the numbers there. Our Expressive Art, $4.80 and $2.10 for Nathan Carroll. Beats Esprit Rainbow at $1.50. Maybe Roll On Baby Bell up for third, but it is tight. Maybe 3-1-5 to race number 1 at Newcastle. We'll work on that problem there.
Okay, apologies for the early lack of a call there at Newcastle, but they got it there in the end, and hopefully you're back to 3 because it got the job done for Nathan Carroll. Our Expressive Art, as you can see, you've got to be handy to the speed at Newcastle. Speed is the key factor here at Alexandra Park. We have 2 top-notch 3-year-old boys, Shandale and Motown, up against a good girl in Neck Time, and then a couple of 4-year-olds who are good enough to contest the jewels. Craig DeWale Thompson, this is what we pay you the big bucks for. This is a tactical nightmare with gate speed. Who's going to hand up, who's not, who's going to trail, who's going to punch up. How do we play the 5th on the card, my friend?
You got the first part wrong there. Not the big bucks anyway, Michael. But if I had to suggest what would happen off the gate, I think Motown will definitely have a crack at Shandale early. He's a horse that likes to be rolling Motown more than maybe in the trailing spot. Interesting what will happen. Of course, out wider you've got horses like Risk Beyond the Silence that can leave the gate as well. So 1,700 metres, Michael. Your thoughts on the race? I thought Motown probably outpointed Shandale and the Jewels. He had to go 3 wide, and when Shandale cut the corner, Motown was still working, and I thought very good run, fastest time of the day, Motown. And of course, 2 starts ago, he was behind On the Town Here. He was an impressive winner, and 241 betting On the Town Here. I thought worst scenario, Michael, if Shandale led and no second row, Motown still got the option to drop a trail. Tonight, Motown, outstanding run in the Jewels for running third. Worked mid-stages on the fastest of the day. You must have been impressed.
Yeah, no, couldn't be any more happy with that. We did think the horse would go a cheeky race, and he did that. He's a head away from second. He's, as you say, he's done work from a long way out on a good time. I was just really impressed the way he hit the line. He didn't stop trying. He's just really developed over the last 2 months. He's a better horse than what he was at the start of the season. So, I think the way the horse is going, he's really going to give Shandale a good run, I would have thought.
What needs to develop tonight for you to be a winning chance? Do you have to get off the gate and use your draw?
Oh, look, I suppose you've got to use your draw in a way, but some of those older horses can ping the gate also, so we'll just have to see what happens, play it by ear, just get through the first furlong, and look, it's not a big deal if you don't cross early. We can work it out. He's good enough to do work, and as I say, we'll just work it out and play it by ear.
You into $2.10. He was $3.40 or $3.60 last night, Motown, when the bookmakers opened the market. We highlighted under the lights last night that didn't think this horse would hold up at that price. Into $2.10 at the moment. Short enough, isn't it? And what's happened is Shandale's gone the other way. $1.65 opening out to $2, and they're going to probably start around joint favourites. It's not easy for the 3-year-olds taking on the older, more experienced rough and tumble horses like Risk, who's raced in the open class ranks. He's coming out of Field Marshal's Jules, so he's drawn at barrier number 6, and Better Spirits in the same race has drawn barrier number 7. Better Spirits has gone best when you drive him for one run. If he gets that one run, he's probably got the fastest 200 metres sprint of any horse in this field, but he needs to get that right run and the right card into the race. So, tricky race to analyse, but I settle on Motown in front of Shandale. I think 2 very good 3-year-olds. Outside them, I thought Risk at the $21 is ridiculous money. He certainly can be a major player in this race, and found a spot for Better Spirits as well on my top 4, but things are going to have to unfold the right way for him to be a winner in race number 5 tonight. 2, 1, 6 and 7. Intriguing race purely because it's 1,700 metres and what is going to unfold off the gate. It completes tonight's early quaddie here at Alexandra Park. Of course, the quaddie tonight, I'll give you the wall pace for that. And the first leg was taken out, as we update the screen, by Sherry Bay. Second leg, Bevan's Cullen and No Way Else took out the third leg. Favourite way in the quaddie is with Motown at $155, $163 with Shandale, and over $1,000 for the rest, headed up by Necktime and Risk at just over the $1,100. Jason, get your thoughts out of race number 5 tonight. I thought a very intriguing race. 2 very good 3-year-olds. Shandale's always been a horse that's driven better with a sit, but maybe tonight Morris is thinking, I haven't had a decent draw for an awful long time. I may have to use it.
Yeah, that's right, Craig. I'd like to see him use it. John Barrier 1, certainly, I like him a lot, Shandale. I think he's better when he's in front, and he doesn't often get there. Certainly, that run at Cambridge 2 starts ago, I expected him to be a lot further forward than what he was, and it probably made him come unstuck in the end. So, yeah, I'll go the 1 over the 2, but there's not much between them. I think the big roughie in this race and the most forgotten horse is number 7, Better Spirits. His trial the week before the Jules was very, very good. And, of course, with the barrier draw he had Jules Day, he was never a factor. But he's a horse that if they go nuts up front, he could quite easily run over top of them, number 7, Better Spirits. I know he was probably going a bit better 2 months ago, but he's a great chance in this, a C9 horse racing, predominantly C3 runners. So I don't mind him, Better Spirits. Now he's 26 to 1, which is just amazing money. I know it's a 7-horse field, so it's not a race, so you can bet on the place tote, but for the final field, first 3, you can have a bet and you'll get paid if Better Spirits lobs up in 3rd spot. So I think that's probably the way to go at this final field place price. And the number 6 beyond the 6 Risk, put in for 4th. Again, with the way the draws panned out at Cambridge last Saturday, Risk had no real chance, but again, this is his type of race. So I went 1, 2, 7 and 6. Southland Oaks winner Necktime goes around in here. She was running on okay last Saturday, Craig, but I'm not sure how she's going to line up here against these high-class geldings. We know she's fast enough, but they're going to run some time. There's no question about that.
I suppose what's in her favour, Jason, there is no second row here, so she doesn't have to worry too much about horses punching through, and you expect gate speed from the first 2 from barriers 1 and 2, so she may just pop through the fence Necktime and Dexter will take the short way home. That may be an option. or he may look to come out off the gate. I expect, as I say, inside 2 to get out very quickly, Shandale and Motown. Newcastle result, meeting 21, race number 1. Our Expressive Art, 560, 180. Esprit Rainbow, 160. Roll On Baby Bell, $5.70. Quinella, $6.50. Trifecta, $342.40. First 4, 3152, $494.90. Nothing through from the bookmakers for race number 5 as yet. And in saying that, Motown was a mover from $3.40 to $2.10. So suggest there has been some money for it. Just those who are taking a pick 6 tonight, we highlighted last week that James Stormont said, listen, Mum's Pride was going to the race needing a run last week, and he was happy enough with it, but thought it may improve with a run. Well, talking to him tonight, he's a lot more happy with the horse, and obviously being a mobile, not giving him 30 or 40 metres like he was last week, suggests that Mum's Pride will go a much better race tonight. So take that in consideration when you're taking your pick 6 tonight. Race 9, horse 7, Mum's Pride, maybe the forgotten horse in that race. 40 metres last week, far too much for him to make up when they were trotting 328 off the front. Tonight, I know he's drawn awkwardly, but with that run under his belt, plenty of speed on in that race with Lara Ver, and obviously Djokovic drawn barrier 1, 4A, any old way. Sunny Ruby may be driven cold tonight. Wouldn't leave out a Mum's Pride out of a pick 6 tonight. If you're sitting back and half an hour away from the first leg, pass that relevant information on to you anyway, and do with it what you like. Let's head upstairs to Jason Tees for his call on race number 5 tonight. Favourite is Shandale, just in front of Motown. 220 versus 230. This is over the 1700 metres. The red light is on. It's the Bridgestone Tyre Centre mobile pace. Good luck with your investments. Here's Jason.
Favourite for the race is Shandale. Now, in fact, equal favourite with Motown. They're drawn 1 and 2. Southern Oaks winner neck time 3. Down towards the starting point. Time will be interesting. Speed on, they're off and pacing. Shandale on the inside, driven forward. Motown goes out toe-to-toe with him. Coming forward out wide is Risk 2 to have an early play for the lead. 3 wide to the first corner. Underneath all of these is Neck Time to grab an early trail from Aliante. Now Risk being steadied. Out wider on the track is Better Spirits, and last on the inside is Beyond the Silence. The lead time 5.7 off the gate as they come down towards the home turn. Shandale, Motown pressing on with it though for Dickie. And he's looking for the lead as the end of a straight with 12.50 metres left to pace. Motown now to the lead over Shandale. Neck time is now 3 back on the inside. First quarter, last mile, 28 seconds. 4 back on the inside is Beyond the Silence. Better Spirits moves around the outside to be parked. It gives cover now to Aliante, and last in the running line is Risk. 6 lengths off the lead, 1,000 metres left to run. The speed has really been backed off now by Motown on the bend out of the straight. He leads the way by a length and a half. Up on the outside is Better Spirits second. Down on the inside, Shandale and third spot. 3 back the inside is Neck Time. Aliante is 1-1 in the Neil stablemate. Second last and last. Wrist on the outside and Beyond the Silence. 32 was the second quarter. A luxurious lead for Motown. Down the back of the 700. A length and a quarter clear of Better Spirits the outside. Down on the inside is Shandale. He awaits the passing lane. 1-1 Aliante. 3 back on the inside and looking for room is Neck Time. The next is Rest the outside and Beyond the Silence down on the inner. 6 lengths first to last as they run off the back down to the 400 and they sprint now. It is Motown, 28.8 the third quarter. A half an advance of Better Spirit. Shandale awaits the passing lane. Next, Aliante coming 3 wide. That brings Risk into the race. Further back then the Neck Time and Beyond the Silence. 200 to go. Motown, Shandale back to the passing lane. 2 lengths away. Neck Time running on. Deeper out 2 is Risk and Aliante. Shandale goes to Motown. Shandale up the passing lane. Masters Motown close to home and Shandale. Shandale back in winning form beats Motown. Neck Time up for third. Next and Beyond the Silence. Aliante, Better Spirits and last in Risk. Final quarter 27.3. And the overall time, 2:1.9, a 1:55 and change mile rate. Shandale. Shandale, courtesy of the passing lane. Morris McKendry led early. Motown had a pretty cushy quarter from the 12 to the 8, 32 second quarter. But Shandale, always potent when driven close to the speed, and he'll win tonight. Second will be Motown. Third and Neck Time, the filly. She's run on strongly. 1, 2, 3, Fence, the place to be here. And 4 Fence, Beyond the Silence, home in 4th spot.
Official placings, race 5, the Bridgestone Tyre Centre Mobile Pace. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6. Horse 1, Shandale, pace the 1700 metres. The smart time, a 2:01.92. A mile rate of 1:55.4. Last 856.1. The 427.3. The margins are neck, 1.5 lengths, 3 1/4 lengths. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, race 5, the Bridgestone Tyre Centre Mobile Pace.
So Shandale, number 1, the winner of race 5. 3-year-old bay colt by Art Major from Delightful Dale. Owned by Gerald Shand, Morris McKendry, the trainer-driver out of Pukekohe, about to be welcomed back into the winner's circle. Met by Jeremy McIntosh and Stephen Volschink from Bridgestone Tyre Centre. Murray Goldsworthy for the Auckland Trotting Club. Second, number 2, Motown. 3-year-old Gelding Better's Delight, Touch of Grace for Roslyn Stud Limited. Josh and John Dickey, the trainers at Clevedon. Josh Dickey in third, 3 Neck Time. 3-year-old filly, Got to Go Collect, Braithwaite. RS and Mrs. SF Simon. The owners, Terry and Glenna Schmiel, trained at Leaston, Dexter Dunn. Shandale, number 1, is paid $2.30, $1.40, $2.31.40. Second, 2 Motown, $1.40, $1.40. 3 Neck Time, no third dividend. 1, 2 Quinella, $1.60, $1.60. 1, 2, 3 Trifecta, $9.80. $9.80. 1, 2, 3, 5 Beyond the Silence first 4, $54.10, $54.10. 11 and 1 double, $7.30, $7.30. 11 and 2 concession, $2.10, $2.10. And completed the opening quaddie of the night. Numbers required were 11 Cherry Bay, 3 Bevins Cullen, 11 No Way Else, 1 Shandale, $163.60, $163.60. Race 6 tonight is the Powell Transport Northern Breeders Stakes for the mobile over the 1700 metres. Scratchings are 3 Everlasting Grace, 4 Runaway Star, field of 8 to go to the post. Gear change, number 9 Killer Queen has the blinds off. Race 6 underway at 19 minutes past 8 o'clock.
is having his first start here at Hattrick. Craig Roberts picking up that last one with Ace Bale, and Dinah Quirk. We'll see what sort of performance he can come up with. The first look around Wanganui. Gets a nice box draw from the 2. Very good box 2 record. And the 2 out wide, you've got Miss Eldora. Of course, the Futurity winner and Sherlock Ismer has been up against some tougher company. Angela Turnbull also getting one through to that Breeders' Final with the Fall from Grace. And Angela's got the 2 out wide in this race, and Sherlock Ismer and Miss Eldora. She could be the forgotten bitch out there in box 8, Miss Eldora. Box 8 formed the form out wide. It's not that flash at all from the outside 2 traps. But of course she is a Group 1 winner, and she could get around a bit of trouble going into that first corner and really throw herself into the race. Wanganui Toyota for the class 4 and 5s. Corborn Brooks the favourite. 280 with the tote, 320 the book. Just ahead of Corborn Cooks. 3 good chances in the race for Matt Roberts. Making time for Susie Kite, Knuckle Bump for Lisa Ahern. Angela Turnbull with a 2 out wide. Sherlock Ismer and Miss Eldora. Lure there, ready. And racing into jumping best out wide here, but it's Corborn Brick, and now coming across. Miss Eldora is going to scoot right round the outside and take the lead. Now Corborn Clay gets up through to second. Around the outside, Sherlock Ismer just in behind that. Now we go to Corborn Brick, gets a bit of a shuffle. Getting past that now is a Knuckle Bump just out wide. Here we go to Corborn Cooks, and also making time across the top. They come, Miss Eldora. It's a Turnbull 1-2 just in behind Sherlock Ismer. Also running on a bit is Corborn Clay. They go for home. Miss Eldora is going to lead all the way. Gets there from Sherlock Ismer. Then we go to Corborn Clay, getting to 4th Corborn Brick. They got away on the rest of the field, headed up there by Dinah Quirk. Then we go back here to Knuckle Bump, making time, and Corborn Cooks found trouble. She was the forgotten bitch coming into it too, Miss Eldora, and she's got the win. She's got around the outside. Sherlock Ismer will come around with her and make it an Angela Turnbull to Quinella. Corborn Clay will grab the 3rd, 871 and 6, and good money to around that $10 price, 30, 26 the time. And well done to owner J King, Angela Turnbull, the trainer. That's career win number 8, coming off the Group 1 win, 3 back, and gets home tonight at a very good price, 11.52 the run home. As this rain gets a wee bit heavier, 2.5, 2 1/4, 5 3/4, just awaiting for those splits to appear. And the lead up, there it is, 5.05 at midsection, 18.74. Miss Eldora, and she's looped around the outside, took the lead leaving the straight, and grabs a win from kennelmate Sherlock Ismer. And Corborn Clay will grab that to 3rd placing over the 6th Corborn Brick. Good race, but all honours with Miss Eldora, and picks up the win here in the Wanganui Toyota for the Class 4 and 5s. It'll take us on to the 2 Class 5 sprints to wrap the night up. And at race 11, 6 All Berlin. All in Berlin comes out. Becoming Poor gets a start from box number 6 here, Michael. I think the action will possibly come off the inside traps. And race 11, time to go at 28 after 8.
Yeah, thank you, Daryl. Miss Eldora, of course, the big upset winner 3 starts ago here at Group 1 level. Nothing quite so dramatic as the $36 she returned that night tonight, but still not in the favoured few, so we'll boost the quaddie. Number 8, Miss Eldora, $10.10, 180 beats 7 Sherlock Ismer, so the Turnbull Kennel Quinella, $3.80. Number 1, Corborn Clay at $1.80 for 3rd. That Quinella's paid $50.40. Trifecta, $692.10 in the first 4. 8, 7, 1, 6, $5,330.20. That's a beauty when you consider she was good enough to win the Group 1 here just a few starts ago. The double 5 into 8, 45. 55 into 7, your concession, $39. Next race coming in is from Ipswich in Queensland. Even old battle here, the 8, Rival State 250 on the option. Over the 7, Not Like Tommy 270. Then $3.40 for Hoop Dreams. So outside then inside box is the way to go. The ones in the middle, write your own price. Talking about Queensland, and tomorrow we have a rare event there. 4 Group 1s in a row. Huge quaddie, a $100,000 bonus quaddie for us on the last 4 at Eagle Farm. The first of those has a rarity, a 2-year-old New Zealand favourite for an Australian Group 1 2-year-old race. Doesn't happen very often. On the other side of this break, we'll check in on the JJ Atkins.
The outside, Dreams of Plenty on the rail. Attention just in front of Dreams of Plenty, and Attention's won the size. 2 Shoes on the outside's about a length and a half away. Sacred Elixir in front, and Sacred Elixir too good.
The Group 1s tomorrow at Eagle Farm kick off with the JJ Atkins for the 2-year-olds. Over the 1,600 metres, I could only think of one Group 1 2-year-old race in the last decade that's been won by a New Zealander, and it was this same race under a different name by Darcy Brahma. But we've got a big chance tomorrow. Sacred Elixir's flying. Ran the fastest last 600 of the day, not just the 2-year-old race, of the day at Doomben 2 weeks ago. Absolutely flew. $3.80. Eagle Farm should suit. Zach Purton, obviously one of the best in the world at the moment. Barrier 13 doesn't concern me too much. He does tend to get back. I think some of these are pretty tired. And these aren't the pick of the Australian bunch, because obviously most of them go Blue Diamond or they go to the Slipper. And by the winter, we're getting the second tier of the 2-year-olds there. Sacred Elixir spoke to Tony Pike during the week. He said the horse is absolutely spot on. He's as confident as he can be, with that caveat, of course, that we just simply don't win many 2-year-old races at Group 1 level in Australia. Before Darcy, who would it have been competitive at the highest level? Obviously our Mayskay. Before that, McGinty. We haven't had many, not over the years. Here's a derby. It's not a deep derby. It's not a great derby field, but there's a couple of smart horses in here. McIntosh is the former Kiwi. We know him. Excellent last time out winning at Doomben. Not sure he absolutely thrilled Chris Waller as a 2-4 horse. Chris considered going back to the Guineas tomorrow. Was going to change tack, but he stuck with the derby. He's lost favouritism because Howard Be Thy Name, who won the SA Derby, was really good making ground late when the tempo of the race didn't suit him at Doomben, so he's the favourite. Tapers off pretty badly towards the bottom, as derbies go. So not the deepest derby. That's why Tony Pike considered swapping Provocative over to the Derby from the Oaks because of the wide draw. Race 9 is the big one in Queensland, the Stratty. Again, it's not the deepest Stratty you've ever seen. Another form New Zealander, Ascadelia. $4 on opening, $3.30 it gets into for the Stratty. It's a funny Stratty. Sacred Stars in there from Cambridge, of course. Maybe he's a year past this type of thing. I thought Delectation had no luck recently, but whether it's going to run a strong 1400 is another matter. And Blackheart Bart has been an outstanding form. Has to be a chance to. Carpenter may not be the worst either, but again, the wide barrier draw, 52 kilos, they sort of cancel each other out, those two things. Wasn't sure about the Stratty. Did think Sacred Elixir had a great chance. Thought How Would Be Thy Name was top pick and clearly top pick in the Derby. The Oaks is really interesting. That market's on tab.co.nz. Really interesting because there's a lot of one-paced horses in there. Björn's horse, Imposing Lash, should probably lead. Provocative's got a huge motor but a small brain. A lot of the favourites are drawn wide. Last race of the day of 10, new track surface. They could be cutting out the inside. Could be a swoopers race. But at some stage, Imposing Lash will look the winner. The question is whether she can hold on. Thought she was all right from the wide draw in the Doomben Roses. Let's head to Ipswich for the 9th on the card. Favouritism is now clearly with number 1, Hoop Dreams.
5 in the past. Not Like Tommy, 310 the tote, 450 fixed. He's got the ability to beat these, Not Like Tommy. He just doesn't ping away. He's a bit slow away. You'll see him charging home late. He normally gives them a start. Rival State likes the inside draws, drawn out wide today, but he's broken the 25-second barrier before and won 7 from 12 here. He's also got the ability to beat these, and Hara's Sizzle 9.30, Darren Titmarsh winning earlier, and the kennel is in form. Hoop Dreams, though, $3.10 into $2.10 on the tote, $3 into $2.30 fixed price. Set. Racing. Hoop Dreams began brilliantly from the inside. Will leader from Hara's Sizzle and Casey Undercover. May win, will win to 4th. Then Prim and Prizzy. Well back was Not Like Tommy with Rival Stater. Southern Floss was last. Hoop Dreams leads by 3 on the side. Casey Undercover to 2nd. Hara's Sizzle 3rd. Rival State starts to run on it now. Goes to 3rd. And then Southern Floss. But in the straight, it's all Hoop Dreams. Charging late Rival State. But Hoop Dreams by 4 to Rival State. Not Like Tommy doing his best work at the end as per usual. Motoring home for 3rd. Casey Undercover was 4th. Then Southern Floss, May win, will win. Last pair, Prim and Prizzy and Hara's Sizzle. Time 25 and 20.
Inside outside boxes dominated the market. They have run the trifecta in the previous at Ipswich. Heading back to Alexandra Park, it's pick 6 time there. Pick 6 is a funny thing, isn't it? Sometimes you look at pick 6 and go, nah, not interested, not my go. Other times it looks tricky but gettable. I think tonight's in the second bunch because you probably need 2 or 3 most legs. I didn't see a real standout anchor. Maybe in the last Vibe, but it's not a horse who tends to win a lot. So as we return to Alexandra Park and speak to Craig Thompson, what did you make of it, big fella? Give us your honest opinion. When you saw the pick 6, did you actually say, yep, this is gettable, or did you go, this is going to take a little bit of work?
A little bit like last night. I thought it looked a very tricky pick 6, Michael, and ended up going to 110% unit. The reason why I would be playing into the pick 6 tonight is because you've got a decent pool. Last night they guaranteed 40,000 terminating, got to 63. Tonight they've guaranteed 50,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it exceeds that, Michael, with 20,000 going forward from last week. So to answer your question, yes, I'd have a go because I think it's a pick 6. It'll be a nice pot at the end of that. And if you can find one that you want to anchor, I tend to agree with you. I do like Vibe in the last, and just reiterating what Josh Dickey said, he thought very, very hard to beat in the last. A mare that 2,700 metres really suits. And when you look at that field, I know she doesn't win very often, but how many in that field do? Horses like Everlasting Grace, she hasn't won for a long time. She'll go around 2nd or 3rd favourite. Joe and Ed No Better's in the same category. Chantalia Knight wins, but not very often at Alexandra Park, most of them on left-handed tracks. So I think if I had to go short, it would be with Vibe in the last, and maybe with the trotters, Michael. in leg number 3 tonight, the trot with Natural Le Monde and Blazing Under Fire. I thought Le Monde and Blazing Under Fire, both of them are coming out of the jewels, and we highlighted Blazing Under Fire last night. I thought the 320 was too short. You probably get better on the toe, but he needs to do it right. Le Monde's in the same category, but no doubting their ability. They've raced in the best 3-year-old company. And Natural's a mare that I think Dexter will get on well with. She was very good last start behind Bobby Breen, running on strongly, and the Robert Dunn team are having a pretty good night. So that may be a play in pick 6, the second leg, the trot to go short. First leg here, let's talk to driver Josh Dickey about his chances with a damn good excuse. Josh in race number 6 tonight. A damn good excuse. Is doing a good job for the team at the moment, but it's a tricky race because a bit of speed inside and outside you.
Yeah, it's hard race to figure really. There's 1700 and speed in and out. She is quick off the gate, but she's probably quick enough to put herself somewhere in the field. I wouldn't quite ride her off yet. We don't mind the horse. Thought her run at Cambridge was okay, but she seems better than that now.
So that's Josh Dickey with his thoughts about a damn good excuse. Just a late information, those who are taking pick 6. Gavin Smith's missed his flight, and the flight has been delayed, so he will not make it here for later drives. Now, I can tell you in race number 9, Peter Ferguson has picked up the drive on Sunny Ruby. So those are taking pick 6 tonight. Just letting you know, pick 6, race 9, horse number 8, Sunny Ruby, will be Peter Ferguson. And in race number 10, the maiden race, Dyer's Luck, will be Dylan Ferguson. For those who are playing into the pick 6 tonight. I like that mare on screen at the moment, 8 Joe's Dream. I thought she gets into this race very well under the conditions. She's the winner of 5 races. She gets off the front, ideally not suited out wide, but there is 2 scratchings, and that brings her into gate number 6. Now, she's raced in some very, very good mares fields in the last 3 or 4 weeks, including obviously the Jewels last week behind Rocker Band, where she started from the outside of the second row. Sean Grayling's driven her to win on numerous occasions, and I thought she could win even from the outside. Don't like tipping them over 1700 from barrier number 6, but there's always an exception to the rule, and I'll make it here with 8 Joe's Dream. Ability-wise, and she paraded very well, I thought she could win here. I thought 1 Hayley Nicole's a chance. Definitely 5 Raka Razor. If you look at her form, she's beaten by Piccadilly Princess, Golden Goddess, and Dream About Me in the Jewels. She was 4th home. Big drop back in class for her here from barrier number 3. And Double Shot's been racing very well as well. Dexter drives for Crandell Giddy. 2 scratchings inside her will definitely aid her chances of getting across a little bit easy. So for me, I'm going for the $4 shot in number 8 Joe's Dream in race number 6 tonight, the first leg of pick 6. Like I said, that pick 6 will exceed 50,000, sitting at 55,000 now, and we're still 3 minutes out from race number 6. Jason Tees coming to you for the 6 tonight. It is the Power Transport Northern Breeder Stakes over the 1,700 metres. Your numbers here, 1, 7, 8 and 2. You're with Hayley Nicole.
Yeah, Hayley Nicole has the draw, Craig, and as we saw in the previous race, certainly barrier 1 over 1,700 metres is pretty advantageous. Brent Mangos aboard, very aggressive. I know this is a bit of a step up in class for Hayley Nicole, but she's been racing really well of late. So I've gone for her to win, number 1. I like Double Shot and Joe's Dream. Notice Joe's Dream now into favourite. And Joe's Dream's run in the Jewels was pretty good, really. Drew barrier 14, so her chances were pretty slim from the get-go. But she was making good ground in behind Rocker Band and company that day, beaten 4 lengths. And, of course, her barrier 8 draw has been helped a little by the 2 scratchings inside her, so she's now comes into barrier 6. So she has to be a good chance. She's got good speed, Joe's Dream. So too Double Shot, who was another one who didn't get all the luck of the draws at the Jewels. So 1 to beat 7 and 8. And I put Lincoln's Keepsake in for 4th, number 2. Second last week was okay as well. And again, drawn handily enough to be a place chance here. 1, 7, 8 and 2. Left out the Summoner Raka Razor. Her run in the Jewels was extra good, of course, but yeah, this is a bit of a different race for her to take in tonight. Of course, this is the Breeders' Stakes, the Power Transport Breeders' Stakes, very much a time-honoured race up here. This year, a run over a mobile 1,700. They didn't quite get enough entries for the normal standing start race, Craig, but good to see it still running anyway.
Absolutely, Jason. Time-honoured event, and some very good horses have won it in the past. We've lost a couple here in this race with the scratchings of Everlasting Grace and Runaway Star, but we've still got a nice field Of course, they've changed the conditions of this race now. A Class 1 to 3 1700 metre event. 6 off the front, 2 off the second row. Of course, Killer Queen ran 5th in the Jewels behind Piccadilly Princess. She starts 1 the second row and she follows out Hayley Nicole. Should get a nice run through. David Butcher takes the drive for Ray Green. Harness racing continues over the weekend. Of course, we had the first day at Nelson today. Second day will be on Sunday. And, of course, harness racing Waikato. Jason Tears will be down at Cambridge on Sunday afternoon to call their program. They've got 9 races there on Sunday. First kicking off just after midday, 12:22 on a 9-race program. So if you're in the Cambridge region, get along to the Jules venue from last Saturday, taking their 9-race program. As I say, first kicking off at 12:22 and $3,000 first fours on all 9 races there. Pick 6 approaching just $60,000 at the moment. We're still 30 seconds out from the first leg. Good luck with your investment. Joe's Dream will start favourite. She's from the outside here. She'll be in the red-black colours of Amanda Kitty. Through close off now at $3.40. Money keeps coming for her. $3.60 on the tote. She opened up $4.50 on the fixed odds last night. Here's Jason Tees with his call on tonight's first.
Now the all clear through and runners moving up and behind the mobile. For the first lead of pitch 6 tonight, Powell Transport 2016 Northern Breeders Stakes. Mobile 1700 metres this year. 2 in the race for Ray Green. Blue helmet on Lincoln's Keepsake. Yellow helmet Killer Queen. Favourite, drawn the outside of the gate, just 6 across the front, Joe's Dream. So round towards the starting point, 1700 metres once more, close to a start. Nearly there, arms released, they're off and pacing. Gate speed from Joe's Dream out wide. Coming forward also is a damn good excuse, and they've both crossed Hayley Nicole earlier. Out wider is Double Shot on the way forward. The lead time 5.6 off the arm. Back and behind these horses is Raka Razor about to link up for an early 1-1. 2 lengths away on the inside is going to be Killer Queen in front of Lincoln's Keepsake at Stablemate. And 2 lengths last is You and Me Babe. Around the home turn they come, 12.50 left to run in the Powell Transport Northern Breeders Stakes of 2016. The leader is Joe's Dream into the lane. Paces the opening quarter of the last mile in 29.2. Leads by a length and a half on a damn good excuse. The leader's back. 3 outside the leader now is Double Shot. 3 back on the inside, Hayley Nicole and Very Keen. 1-1 Raka Razor. 4 back on the inside, Killer Queen. Outside of Killer Queen is Lincoln's Keepsake, and still a length and a half back to You and Me Babe is at the back of the field. 9 lengths first to last on the stables bend, heading out to the 850 metre mark. Joe's Dream still in control. By a length and a half over a damn good excuse. Double Shot the outside. Second quarter was 31.5. 3 back on the inside, Hayley Nicole. The Southern Filly Raka Razors 1-1. Then came back on the inside, Killer Queen. Lincoln's Keepsake covers that up, and still last on the outside is going to be You and Me Babe. 600 metres left to pace, down towards the end of the back straight. Joe's Dream still travels well. A length and a quarter, Double Shot. A damn good excuse awaits the passing lane. Then came Hayley Nicole back on the inside. Raka Razor 1-1. Further back then to Lincoln's Keepsake, Killer Queen and You and Me Babe. Back straight quarter, 29.7. Up to the home turn they come, Joe's Dream. Double Shot ready to pounce the outside. 3 out, Raka Razor. Awaiting the passing lane is a damn good excuse into the straight. It is still Joe's Dream at the 150. Back to the passing lane, a damn good excuse to further out Raka Razor. Late You and Me Babe, Joe's Dream in front, a damn good excuse, won't get her. Joe's Dream wins the Breeders' Stakes of 2016. Second, a damn good excuse. Third in Raka Razor. Held out Double Shot, Killer Queen, then Hayley Nicole. Back behind them, You and Me Babe. And Lincoln's Keepsake at the tail end of the field. Final quarter. 27.7, and they've paced around 22.9 for the 1700 metres. Joe's Dream, gate speed from barrier 6, went to the front and will score in the 2016 Pal Transport Northern Breeders' Stakes for Amanda Kitty, Sean Grayling. A Damn Good Excuse tried hard in second. Raka Razor from the 1-1 will be third, and Double Shot after sitting parked will be fourth home in race number 6.
Official placings, race 6, the Pal Transport Northern Breeders Mobile Pace. 865 710 1. 865 710 1. Horse 8, Joe's Dream, paced the 1700 metres in a good time of 202.90. Mile rate of 156.3. Last 856.4. The 427.7. The margins, 1 1/4 lengths, 3 1/2 lengths, 1 length. 865 710 1, race 6, the Pal Transport Northern Breeders Mobile Pace.
Number 8, Joe's Dream, wins the 2016 Pal Transport Northern Breeders Stakes. 4-year-old bay mare by Grotto Collect out of Marilyn Bromack. Raced by Leanne Grayling, Mrs. J.A. Gooden. Amanda Kitty as well. Amanda Kitty, the winning trainer from Pukekohe. Sean Grayling, the successful driver, about to be welcomed back into the winner's circle to join the team from Pal Transport. Richie and Isabel Powell from Pal Transport tonight, and also Pat Gubb from the Auckland Trotting Club. Second, number 6, a Damn Good Excuse, 4-year-old mare, Live or Die, Sarah's Excuse for Ollie and Irene Haynes. John and Joshua Dickey trained at Cleveland. Josh Dickey drove, and 5, Raka Razor third. 3-year-old filly by Rock and Roll Hanover from Raka Rach for BJ Fahey. Gareth Dixon trained at Pukekohe. James Stormont. Joe's Dream is paid. Number 8, $3.41.50. $3.41.50. 6, a Damn Good Excuse, $5.70. $5.70. 5, Raka Razor, $1.70. $1.70. 6, 8, Quinella, $59 even. $59 even. 865 Trifecta, $342.10. $342.10. 8657 Double Shot first 4, $1,421.50. $1,421.50. That's race 6. It's one lead of pitch 6 down as well. Race 7 next up, the Marlin Transport Mobile Trot over the 2,200 metres. Field of 10 to go to the post. They all start. No driver changes. Gear changes for Le Monde. Has the half hopples on and blinds off. And 5, Blazing Under Fire, has the blinds off. Race 7, the Marlin Transport Mobile Trot, will go at 10 minutes to 9.